Hey guys, how's it going? So I know it's been a hot second since I streamed or did any kind of content in general. I decided to take a small little break. It was actually kind of nice, spend some time with some friends, family, played some games, whatnot. But either way, I'm really excited to get back into Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Just kind of see what happens. So if memory serves, right before we took off, we kind of helped, we recruited Ethel as our first hero. And apparently there's quite a few heroes. I remember looking at it and being really, really surprised at how many options there were going to be throughout the game. If I can figure it out. Maybe I looked it up. I try really hard not to look things up, but we'll have to see. Either way, though, we did free her entire colony, Colony 4, from the Flame Claw. Kind of what we were freed from with the powers of Ouroboros. But in a different way. You know, obviously it just kind of, instead of being kind of a different power, as far as I understand so far, it was like it just completely broke them of that cycle. But we kind of just have this next part of the main story. So let's just hop into it.
We could do with some food.
Just progress to me. There we go. Okay, it's me. Yeah. I still just can't get it off my mind. How they just specifically state that she's the closest one, you know? 10-year lifespan's brutal, but to be introduced to a character with that kind of looming time threat and her only being about 3 months away is really scary.
I might skip today. Wasn't really a sweaty one. What? How can you miss a hot bath opportunity?
Yeah, when you're traveling, it probably doesn't
Then
come super
again,
often.
I guess when you smell so nice already, maybe it's no problem. Are you, embarrassed about other people seeing you? There's no need to be. Miss Ethel thought of everything. She even managed to give us a window when the bath would be empty. Ah, yes. I did know that.
I like Ethel. Bit serious, but one of those characters that's like,
a dip.
in comparison to the main
Kinda
cast,
girl.
quite a bit more powerful still, I think, than everyone.
Don't wait for me.
Outside of, like, you know, the combined form and
Alright, then.
everything.
Have a good one.
But just one of those almost mentor-like figures at this point.
Yeah.
She did save the kind of main first half we started of the 6, you know, when they were younger, so. Which still begs the question, I'm still so confused if she's part of that 10-year life cycle. Because again, if she saved them when they were younger, and they're in their 8th term, you know, generally speaking, 8th to, obviously for Mio, somewhere late 9th. How, you know, that's what I'm just so confused about. I might look it up eventually just because I can't get my head around that. Because it's heavily implied that they were pretty early on in their life cycle when Ethel saved them. And so, how could that possibly be the case if she was already kind of well known at that point? But she has like the symbol, I mean, looking respectfully, she still has the symbol right there. But again, I'm so confused because she has to be older in theory than like the main 3 that we're first introduced to. But it just, I don't get it. But okay, so sorry. Anyway, off on that. Now that let's get off that tangent. The landslide clearance is complete. Okay, that was actually a lot faster than I thought it would be. We kind of helped with that supply drop last stream to kind of get supplies for Colony 4, especially now that they might potentially not even be on good terms with their land, you know? But we'll see. Faster than I thought they were. Maybe I'm not being fair enough to them. I wonder if she still stays with us as a hero. That's nice. She's very humble, though. I really do like Ethel. It makes me confused as though why last time. Again, they mentioned the rivalry that caused this colony to be demoted to dirt rank, where she argued with, you know, held up a sword to the throat of, I'm assuming it was another commander. So what's going on through my head is, you know, is that actually... It's just so many things that I just can't quite place in my mind in terms of like an actual timeline yet. But I'm sure we'll figure that out more as we go on. Common bulliers, okay. But I'm also wondering if she stays with us as a hero or is one of those... Because I think it did mention that certain heroes might not be available at specific points in the story. But it's also video game logic, so for all you know, you could have people on your side with you that are on the other side of the planet, you know? Okay, so we're gonna go talk to Balearis. Okay, something else she needs to talk to us about. This into command. I would have really thought, though, I get that there's obviously never going to be, like, a completely single-minded consensus on anything. But I did get the vibe that even if some of the Colony 4 members were a little bit uneasy around us, given everything, they still, felt indebted to us, trusted us to some extent. So solving this Colony folks' problem will deepen your affinity with them. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, so there are affinity bonuses. That could be really helpful. Speed jogger, item retrieval. Okay. Interesting. Go to Colony 4 command. I know I haven't been talking to all of these people with the star dialogue because there's so many of them, but I know that's a way to get incremental affinity. Is it Agnes or the consoles? Yeah. And Colony phoning. I believe... And I know I turned in a couple of these off stream just because I was curious. And they didn't seem like super important quests. But these Collectopedia cards. Affinity 200. Okay, so 10 affinity... Well, some of these are only 6... 15. Okay, so a lot of these cards are actually, pretty influential compared to talking to everyone. I'm sure you can only talk to everybody a certain number of times. Next veg torpedo route, huh? Yeah, it's actually really convenient that we ended up with 2 Nopon. What were the names? I'm sure I'll remember it as we go, but we were kind of left out with 2 Nopon that are able to, one's like maintenance and equipment and the other one's a chef, 2 pretty important things. Okay. That goes along, consistently with what our last main story quest was and getting that supply drop for the colony. I do think on that list of potential affinity bonuses was movement speed, and I had been wondering, let's see that information down there too, if there would be anything to kind of help out with that. Interesting. Apparently I hadn't even been up here.
Even at dirt, like it's still Ethel's partner, I bet.
I'm wondering if that other high-ranking member, though, that she got into a fight with is going to be a hero as well. Once you enter the office, you'll be unable... Oh, okay, so she won't be available. That's fine. We have the main weapon on Noah at the very least. I just don't know... We have enough classes to work through at this point in time that I'm not worried about having new classes to progress.
Why is it that you stick together?
Given what's what, we pretty much have to.
That's Ouroboros.
Considering how everybody attacks us on sight now.
That too.
At this point, I suppose it just panned out this way.
You really think so? That's not really how it looks to me.
Okay.
Well, one thing's for sure. We were sworn enemies once. And yet, we all share the will to live in the now. Before becoming Ouroboros, I never realized. But that common will, it was reason enough to stick together.
That's fair.
I see. Not everyone makes the choice to fight willingly. Lance said that you have to. Well,
at this point, we do.
Right now, every one of us has to. There's no question it would be better if they didn't. Your journey may have started out of necessity, but now you're pushing forwards towards a common goal.
Yeah.
And that might be all we want, and all that we wish the world could be.
What we wish.
It's one of those things that we really take for granted in our world, though. I guess the world's still full of strife in different places, but Imagine being plunged into wartime again, like,
You're heading out as well.
especially when these
As soon
people
as we're
only
done
have a
here,
10-year
I'll make for the
lifespan.
castle.
What?
Oh,
You
he's gonna go
forget,
confront
I
that.
am the commander. We haven't revolted against our nation, so I
Oh
have to report in.
no.
Ethel, are you sure?
That's potentially really
Oh,
bad,
don't
yeah.
worry. I'll be leaving you out of it.
That's not what we're concerned
That's
about.
not
Yeah.
The consul earlier turned
Mobius.
Mobius. Were it to...
I wonder if
If you mean that monster, I'm well aware
we're
of
going to have to
this,
fight her again somewhere down the line.
Why?
because it's my responsibility.
I mean,
to
if they're
those I
freed from
command.
the flame clock,
As for the
probably. I
consul,
would think not, but we'll
We
see.
can say he died in an accident.
And you can't do it remote.
And I am really terrified, though,
Now
that
the consul and Flame
Mobius
Clock are
is
both lost to
basically
us,
just got an
I have
iron
to make
vice
the
grip
report, and not
over both
comms.
nations
I have to
entirely.
requisition
Their
all
royalty and
supplies,
everything.
too.
And what if they fit you with a new clock?
Yeah. Are they able to do that?
I can worry about that then.
You mean we can worry about that then?
Don't get preoccupied with us.
Hmm.
Keep to your path. Follow it, wherever it may lead you. Life is short.
I suppose.
Hey, while we're all still here, one more word of warning.
Hmm?
The consul was attempting to remove you from the picture.
Yeah.
In light of that, you'll likely come up against hostility. But listen, you should keep engagement to a minimum. Kevis or Agnes.
That makes
That
sense,
goes
yeah.
for both of them.
But if we break their clocks, just like with Colony 4 here,
Well, if they can fit them with
They
new
would-
flame clocks, though, that would
well, they would be free.
defeat the
wouldn't they?
purpose. But I get what she's saying.
You'd do well to remember not everyone thinks the same as I do. Even within this colony, many still haven't come to accept their new reality.
It's gotta be jarring.
Ah,
Yeah. No, I do remember that.
To make things
It's hard,
even
but-
more fraught, in other colonies, there are those who are more than willing to fight, as you'd expect.
Different
So it's no
ideologies
use appealing to
clashing
their
is always
sense of
difficult.
compassion, or hoping they'll treat us fairly. Is that it?
Yes, precisely.
Well, no matter
You
which
will
nation
change the
we,
fate of others just
come
by
into
virtue of
confrontation
coming
with,
into contact with them.
you know, half of the
It's quite
six
the burden.
potentially fought,
You may not want the
or at least, you know,
responsibility.
obviously lived on the side that probably took the friends of many others.
Perhaps.
All
It's
that
kind of the
said,
nature of war.
You get embers on your coat, you have to brush them off. If push comes to shove, do not flinch. Do whatever it takes, for the greater good. I wish you all a smooth and fruitful journey.
Thanks. We'll be okay, I'm sure. I really do like Ethel, though. She reminds me a lot of the similar kind of place that Morag fit in the
Ouroboros,
party. In
If
Xenoblade 2.
only we could have been there as well.
I wonder if these two would have been partnered up. It still begs the question to me, too, are there other existing Ouroboros pairs? Because based on the hero system, I'm actually wondering if we're even going to get any other playable characters as far as, like, the main party goes, or if it's going to be these six and then a hero at any given time. So, we'll see. Let's see, we should check the route data again. Yeah, never hurts to double check. Sword March. I wonder at what point we get to Sword March, too. I still don't know how many chapters there are in this story. I'm pretty sure there were 10, right, in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So, if that's kind of the case, and we're only on, I believe, 2 or 3 right now, maybe Sword March is kind of the end goal, or they're going to throw a wrench in things. Because, to be fair, I really didn't think we were going to go up to that tower that went all the way up into, like, space in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And I'm still just so confused about the fact that, and I mentioned it so many times in other streams, I thought going into this game was going to include characters that would have lived long in the future. Specifically, like Nia and Poppy were the two I thought I'd seen. And we haven't seen, you know, hide nor hair of them, so we'll see. Anyways, back through the river flats. I wonder at what point we do get Ethel back, though. I am really worried for her having to go back and report, though, to the capital, given everything that happened. Because there's no way of telling right now just how deeply ingrained Mobius is and everything. Aside from the fact that, obviously, you know, they control basically every colony at this point. Okay. I'm still wondering how many colonies there are in total. Because, I mean, like, we were part of Colony 9, we're in Colony 4 here. But the way that... I don't remember exactly what the name of it was, but I'm pretty sure the colonies on... Is it Agnes or Kevis? They said... Like, Tyon, Mio, and Senna said that they were from... It was like a Greek letter, I thought, not a number. It's like Gamma, Theta, something like that. These are the type of things I probably should remember. But you also have to consider when I've done my other Let's Plays. I've forgotten the names of, what was it? Oh, in Three Hopes. I forgot the name of Holst so many times. It literally took like 10 hours of gameplay before I was like, that's Holst. Don't know why. But such a hard time for me. Anyway. Yeah, again, it doesn't matter which nation we run into, we're in trouble. We destroyed their clan block. I really don't know, though. Are we really just gonna go around trying to destroy everyone's flame clock? Yeah. Yeah. We're brushing off embers. I don't know if I'd call that brushing off embers. Reminds me of what my mom would always say, you know? It's like letting water roll off a duck's back. But a little bit of difference between like a little bit of water and, you know, I don't know, a monsoon. I do wonder though, like what characters the community really likes. Of the main party, I think I said this before, but I really like Mio. I actually like the main cast, all 6 of them really. I have a bit of a hard time with Tyon, but that's just kind of the nature of the character, I think. You know, the point of Tyon's character, I think, was that a little bit of difficulty in meshing, which I guess you could say the same thing of Uni a bit, but... I don't know. I just like Mio. Alright, liberating colonies. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I wonder if we do so for these colonies in... Like, I wonder if we can return directly to Colony 9 and just do that as soon as we want. Okay, every time a colony is liberated, the warning level increases. Oh, okay. So it's like we've already... Every time we remove one of those nations from the cycle, Mobius is probably putting a higher alert on that nation. Since they do control still effectively, everyone's still under the influence of the flame clock. That's pretty crazy. How various people in a colony get along with each other. Okay. Well, we'll worry about that later. For now, let's just head that away. Do we have a closer... I keep meaning to check if we have a closer... Which button is it? There we go. Closer, like, travel point. Not particularly. I mean, this is closer. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was gonna say, part of the hope in this game for me is that if I do a little bit of grinding off stream, I won't have to fight every single enemy everywhere I go. I don't know if that'll be the case, though. Oh, I'm gonna be completely honest. I thought you had to have that full circle for it. I was like... Oh well. It never hurts to grind up, though, you know? Even if it's not necessary. It's like playing a Pokemon game. You can run from every unnecessary battle to prevent overleveling, but overall, you know, it's free resources, free XP. Oh, I keep forgetting with the attackers, too. I need to be on a specific side for a lot of them. Like for this attack, it's best to be on the side. I mean, if we're level 20, though, and we're crossing through level 16 enemies... I feel like overall it's probably just best to be about the level of the enemies in the area, at least. I don't really mind what character I play too. Overall, though, my goal really was, until I kind of figure out a good strategy, to keep 2 tanks, 2 healers, 2 attackers in the team. And just kind of cycle through enemies at that point. That being said, though, I don't know what... I believe the only person who was... I need to really Stop pushing the wrong button, sorry. Let's see. So everybody's at rank 2 on their current weapons. Okay, never mind then. We've got a ways to go on these ones. I'm really excited though. I swear I saw somewhere though that there's a lot of heroes to be seen. So it really makes me wonder. We should also probably be fighting maybe these lucky enemies. I don't know if I'll worry about fighting all the elite enemies this early in the game. But I know these lucky enemies are supposed to get better drops, so it doesn't hurt. I think what I'll probably do is just switch character every few battles, you know? I was using Noah at the moment because Noah was the only one who had Ethel's weapon set. So maybe we'll do a few more battles with that, but then we'll probably just continue cycling through everyone. Get you familiar with every character, even though, I guess, to be fair, if you're switching to the exact same movesets, for example, if we're using, like, Medic Gunner, Uni's original class on another character, it's probably basically the same thing as just playing, you know, Uni on Medic Gunner. But ultimately, it doesn't bother me. What is that? Oh. Okay, well, when you can only side with one group, it makes things a lot easier. Agnes Vanguard. I do wonder though, if you're like grinding and you fight a bunch of the Agnes or Kevis soldiers, does that affect anything? My instinct would tell me probably not, but eh. Probably using these fusion attacks a bit more too, huh? There we go. Noah and Mio are both getting a little bit low. That's actually interlink then. Because those two are the ones involved in this interlink that should theoretically help him. There's so much going on the screen. And here I was thinking that we were pretty decently leveled, and we immediately ran into a 21-22 conflict. Wow, interlink is strong. I know chain attacks are also like absurdly strong. I think it was our Ethel fight. We did just a super long chain attack and it basically just destroyed everything. There we go. Knock-on coins. And you know, if memory serves, I don't know if it'd be a waste because I'm not sure what the other uses of knock-on coins are. But I'm pretty sure you can use knock-on coins for these... Can I not? You can. Okay, you can use knock-on coins for these colony affinity little charts here. So we'll need to make sure to at least talk to everyone when we're in those colonies. I know I just didn't do that in Colony 4, but we can also fast travel there and check. Oh, there's one of the soldiers. Oh, no, limo. Nice. You know, we've heard it so many times. I've actually been trying to find sheet music. I found a decent rendition for my flute for the song they play here.
We can't just leave this be.
Because it's such a pretty song. That's it, I'm incredibly rusty on flute, so it'll be hard. Let's have a different one. I was thinking of the da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da type one. But I did find, I think it was called Life Goes On, I want to say. Very, very good song. These enemies' levels are grayed out for some reason. But, and I've mentioned this already, but I'll mention every now and then just for clarity's sake. I really do plan on just like an off-stream, probably just fighting normal enemies, maybe some elites, and then collecting these resources all over everywhere, because they seem to respawn pretty often. And there's so many that if I grab them all on stream, the streams getting through this content is going to take forever. It's like crystal beasts.
Huh? This is new.
Okay, well, we're still relatively... Like, 3 levels isn't a crazy level difference, but we're still relatively over-leveled for this area. That's good to know. That is something I want to keep in mind, because if we over-level it, not the best thing in the world, but it does make things, you know, easier. And overall, I'm a pretty casual when it comes to games like this, so I really don't mind that. I don't know at what point, though, I should be interlinking in a lot of these fights. Like, last fight I did it because both Mio and Uni were getting a little bit low. Sorry, not Mio and Noah were getting a little bit low. And I don't know what prioritizes the other units do, because right after we interlinked last fight, Uni and Tyon did as well. Not so good at canceling the attacks in some of these forms. Uni is down. That's scary. Okay. As long as one of the healers is up, though, it tends to be okay. But some weapons, like Tyon's original weapon, I believe, I think it's supposed to be like origami. The one Mio's using right now, actually. I have an incredibly hard time telling when you're supposed to actually cancel on those moves. Like, it doesn't make much sense to me. That said, he's been kind of low. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't do it. Oops. Oh no, we kind of have to. Oh, never mind, we go but I was about to say now it's about time to change characters.
Leave it to me.
Yeah, we can play as Mio for a bit. So this is tank? Okay. Wait, I thought she was using Tyon's weapon. Tyon's not a tank. Let's see though. Colony affinity points and Knockbong coins. I really don't know how rare Knockbong coins are. I think a friend was telling me that they had found that Knockbong coins were relatively rare over the course of time. Whereas Colony affinity points, we can use those Knockbong coins for those cards. So let's do this. Interesting. Yeah, I'm on. Who was using? Oh, Senna is using Tyon's original weapon. For some reason, when we just looked at it, though, were they standing on top of each other? There's a high chance I'm just being dumb, honestly. That's usually the case with me. There's a lot of dangerous things with, like... My big problem with Interlink, for example, is just, like... If I have my... For example, both my healers be, at a given time, Uni and Tyon, as they start out. If I... interlink them. I believe their interlink does have healing capabilities, but that's still, aside from that, both my healers off the field. You know, same thing now. If Lanz and Senna were to interlink, I do believe they're the tank interlink, but that's both my current healers off the field. So I don't know how much that affects things. I'm probably just overthinking it, and we are just playing on normal, not hard. So that's also something that probably becomes significantly more important, like min-maxing, that type of stuff. Or, you know, just grinding unnecessarily, but... Which is something I'm a little bit guilty of, to be honest. A lot of times for these, kind of just story-driven games, I like to play them for the story, you know? I do really like the look like... It's just there wasn't anything quite like Interlink in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and I haven't been, you know, fortunate enough to give the Xenoblade Chronicles, the original one, a try. I know my friend always talks about X very, very fondly, but it's just super unique. I really wasn't sure what to expect. I was curious if there was going to be a gacha-like system, though, like there is in 2, because eventually it got to a point where it's just grinding out for the rare blades. I thought it was really cool, though, how the community data mined. And I think I mentioned this actually in one of my previous Xenoblade Chronicles 3 streams, but they, like, you would randomly on a given save file have, you know, every single... Sorry, you would have one of 5, I believe it was, like, categories for it, and that would determine what, like, your pity quote-unquote blades were. It would determine what your rates for certain blades are outside of certain specific ones like story-driven blades and Cosmos. But it was just an interesting aspect to me in that, sure, eventually, when I was grinding every non-New Game Plus blade before I went into New Game Plus, it made things a little grindy because I was like, ah, oh, dang. Like, Azami, I think, is a good example. I believe the puppet female blade, that she took me forever to get. But she's a pity blade on another one of the potential categories. So, for some people, you would have had Azami for most of your playthrough. In my case, I didn't, you know? Just really, really cool dynamic. Gives a lot of replayability if Xenoblade Chronicles 2 allows you to have multiple save files. But I still just can't get over how cool such a mechanic like that was. And I genuinely don't mind gacha mechanics. It's when they become super pay to win. Which I'm also somewhat guilty of. I mean, my Genshin account has... Oh, excuse me, sorry, that hurt. My Genshin Impact account has most of the 5 stars at this point. It has all the ones that I want, though. So, we'll see. Really excited for 3.0 to come out. I don't know if I'll stream it, but we'll see. Anyway, back to this. More Colony 4 Affinity or more Nopon coins. I'm going to stick with the Nopon coins because I'm pretty sure that's what you're supposed to do. If I find out I'm not supposed to later, oh well. Because early on, I know the first couple sessions we prioritized, it was like experience, not affinity points, because that wasn't really a system yet. But I prioritized that so I could hopefully minimize grinding. Also, I didn't know lucky enemies could spawn in these. That's really interesting. I also maybe need to be better about initiating like the break topple, those systems. Because that was something I was really good about in 2 actually. But in 2, my gameplay in 2 probably wouldn't have been super interesting. Because I am trying to kind of change characters on stream to mix it up. On 2, I think I've mentioned this before, I quite literally just use Pyre and Mithra in every chapter except the one you don't have them. So, that does change things. Because if I was playing this on my own time, I really don't mind what character I'd play, but I would probably find a specific weapon that I like, and then just use whatever character had that weapon. Although, to be fair, I also think 3's done a really good job from what I've seen so far about making that less important. I am horrified of running into that level 45 enemy. You need to be careful. I think from here we might be okay. If not, we're going to die. And it'll be really awkward. How many things do we have aggro right now? Jeez. He's taking a lot of damage. Oh. Did we aggro the level? Oh, okay. I saw that line from way over there and I was like, I may have messed up. Mio's down. Give her 5-2. This is not going well. Lens is still up though, that's one of our healers up. We may have... You know what, let's interlink. Maybe not the best idea here, but I'm hoping that'll give us an edge. Okay, both our healers are down. We might be in trouble. Tide has 9 health too. They should probably... They didn't interlink. Well... so awkward. I'm just kind of following the red line to where we need to go, and obviously that's not exactly the best choice. The problem is once your healers go down, you're not getting healed and you're not... I don't think I can revive anyone. Can I? No, I'm pretty sure we established... I could be wrong. That is really awkward though. It's embarrassing. I don't think we've had a session yet where I haven't died at least once in a really stupid way. Oh, we're all the way over here too. Oh no. That's okay. Mistakes are part of life. We are going to have to fight our way back over there. These didn't aggro last time when we were relatively close, so I didn't actually think they were going to aggro here. Oops. Like I was saying earlier though, more experience we have, the less we have to worry about things like that happening. I can't tell if I really like these really slow, lunky weapons. Like, I should probably just learn the actual names of the weapon, but like here I'm just going to call this Lance as a ritual weapon for now. It's really easy to cancel your weapons, get that little circular effect, because you're attacking like once very, very slowly.
Guess we should just head to
Whereas
Ethel's
even
now
weapons like the dual swords, or again, Tyon's weapon is super perfect example of that. It hits so many times in a row that I genuinely have a hard time with some of those weapons telling when you're supposed to cancel. But it just adds a little bit of depth to the game, I suppose. Let's fight that lucky enemy real quick.
Is that?
Hey, look over
That's
here.
one thing I wasn't doing super often, that I was thinking about it while I was on my off time, and I was kind of just like, why haven't I been fighting this? Literally says they have better drops, and I'm just not doing it. It was mostly because I just wanted to progress the story as fast as possible, but ultimately, my Xenoblade Chronicles 2 playthrough, which I played through the entire game twice, got every single blade. I don't know if I did every single side quest. I did most of them, but ultimately the goal was to get every single blade, then go into New Game Plus with 99 cores of every type, get all the New Game Plus blades, which is what I did, and then played through the game again. It took like 200 plus hours, I want to say. It was quite a lengthy playthrough, so we'll see. I don't mind this game at all being the main focus, if not the only focus on my channel for a while. But I am a little bit worried about, you know, obviously completely burning out after some time. If there's no spoils, I'm just going to do the... Let's assist the lower level one, because I think that's theoretically a harder fight. Just depends too. It's really cool how every weapon has like their little quirks. Like the attackers especially, I've mentioned so many times, it feels like you need to be on a certain direction. Whereas these tanks, I can honestly play a little bit more freely, not worry about it. That was really fast. Did I not take the harder fight?
That was over way too soon.
Hear that, Noah?
It was 2 versus 3, and I thought we were aiding the lower level enemies. Huh. But that said, I really do need to spend some more time off stream, though, I think, figuring out what exactly aggro range is. I know we can throw these rocks to pull enemies, but a lot of times I'm just sitting there thinking, I'll be fine, I won't pull that. And then I pull it, and that's what's led to my deaths. Is when we run through thinking we'll be okay, we fight a small group of enemies, and then as we're fighting them, we pull more. Yeah, like this weapon has topple, but I know that's laid on into the chain, so... Wait, did it just break us? I also really don't know if I should be interlinking every fight. Interlink does seem really, really powerful, so do chain attacks, but chain attacks I'm not going to get in a lot of these normal fights. Whereas interlink is, you know, available immediately. I maybe didn't need to do it right as the fight ended. It's fine. It also just looks really cool, honestly.
That's what you get.
If
Did
only
you just
you
say,
didn't
come
try
on to
to
me and
fall
that's
down.
what you get? Oh.
Here we go, guys.
Huh?
I'll follow your lead.
Fair enough.
Eyes over here. Not back. Couldn't keep them in check.
Cross. I know what you want.
Thanks for the support. Uppercut.
Sailor. Right.
There we go.
My epic scream.
I really do wonder though if they're going to add more battle mechanics as we go. Because so far, aside from making sure you're canceling into things, you've got, you know, chain attacks, you've got interlink, you've got the combo attacks or whatever it is when you push right trigger.
And I was the
Good number of things to keep in mind, but
We're all thinking it.
I don't know, maybe I'm just too used to playing games on stream like, maybe it's a bad example, but like Slay the Spire or Hades, where it's kind of still a singular driven, almost type of combat, but it's just so, like, I don't know, overly complicated in comparison to just stand here, push buttons. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Let's support the... I'm still just going to support the lower level enemy. Unless I think I can't handle the higher level enemy, which I think will be okay. I'm going to support the lower level enemy because it should theoretically be a harder fight. None of these assist fights have seemed to be too bad. Specifically because even if it is multiple enemies, you're also aiding an existing force, you know? So it's not like it's just us taking on these three. I'm also not... When I talk about, like, complicated things too, I'm not fully, I guess, utilizing everything. Like, we have all these... The circles from Tyon's original weapon and Yumi's original weapon, all that stuff. But maybe I'm just the one oversimplifying it.
We're
Rank up, though.
unstoppable with you around, Senna.
What rank are we? Up to 3, 4, 5. I really don't know what it is that causes these ranks to rise faster on some people than others. Because we've now got a spread of 3 to 5 when we changed all of these weapons at pretty much the same time. Like, maybe it might have been slightly different. Because I know we changed Noah's weapon when we got, obviously, access to Ethel's weapons. But I'm pretty sure everyone else was at the same time. Because I waited until everyone got 10 with their current weapons, then switched. So, just interesting. I also know it mentioned eventually you should be able to raise the rank cap to, I believe it said 20. But I don't know at what point that becomes accessible. There's a lot I just genuinely don't know. That's just part of life. I am still horrified. I still just remember last time Paranoid coming in a chat and saying, hey, go pick a fight with it, it'll work. And showing me exactly what happens. And I still think it's funny that they do that. Because again, in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, one of those first areas, that's what happens. You're roaming one of those areas and there's just this giant monster that pops up. And if you pick a fight with it, it just clobbers you. Let's fight these, Okay, I was going to say, I really don't want to aggro all of these wolves at the same time. We're in a bit of a minefield. We're still level 20. Despite having fought, I feel, a pretty decent number of these enemies. And frankly, I think our first wipe ever was to like 5 wolves. So you can't underestimate these enemies. Even if we're only in normal mode. Makes me wonder what easy and hard mode are both like. Is easy mode just like you're never gonna die as hard mode? You literally have to single out single enemies. What did we just... Oh, we aggroed 3 there? We'll hopefully be okay. Maybe we'll use our 3 skills here, then interlink. Oh, that hurt. Skill master. Yeah. I also haven't explored character customization maybe as much as I need to. Ooh, Tyons hurt pretty bad. I basically hit the point though where, regardless of what character I'm playing, I just say trust the others to do their job, you know? Trust the DPS to hit things, trust the healers to take care of things, trust the tanks to draw aggro, and if they don't, be sad. Oh, we just aggroed another wolf. Great. I know the aggro line's supposed to be blue if it's on a tank and then red if it's on anything else. It really does make sense, though. I know a lot of games with a similar system do make it, though, so that healing does draw aggro. WoW's a prime example, actually. For a long, long time, I just played WoW Classic for like a solid 6 months with some friends because they were super into it, and I didn't mind it. But because of the sheer amount of time in Classic it takes compared to retail, I had friends that were also very into retail, and they said they could get you to max level in like a day. Whereas in Classic, it would literally take like, if you were on a, like, if you paid to power level a character, I don't know how much it took, but I remember I specifically leveled no power leveling, you know, anything like that in WoW, a Warlock and a Shaman, because I had no life at the time, not that I do now, you know, unemployed adult life. It took the Warlock like 9 days of in-game time. And it took the Shaman like 7 to 8. Because I knew a little bit more of what I was doing. And it's a lot of time, obviously. But a lot of it was me just mindlessly doing quests, you know, stuff. I maybe wasn't doing it as optimally as I could. But I remember in raids, if that game in particular, I don't know how bad it got as like the life cycle of WoW went on. Because I didn't play much retail. But I do know that's... I'm just going to fight these. Is this one dead? Oh. But I do know specifically that healers would draw aggro really hard. Warlocks, for some reason, I remember. I played around the time that, like, MC, Molten Core was a big thing, Blackwing Glare, ZG, those raids were big. I never ended up doing... I stopped playing around the time Naxxramas came out. But I remember Warlocks would draw aggro for no reason randomly. But I know healers always had to watch it, because if they're just spamming it, it could be bad. But usually the tanks had it it really depended on like how geared your tank was, because if they were less geared, they needed a little bit of time to build up threat. But anyway, off that random wild tangent.
If only you didn't charge off on your own.
I don't do much with my life except games, so I have a bunch of random experience on lots of different games. Not particularly the best, but we'll see. I was actually thinking about, there's a new Niji Sanji wave coming out, and I was thinking about applying to do it, but based on the question, it's like Niji Sanji gamers. It does seem like, even though it's like a male-only wave, which is good for me, you know, like the questions they had, like, what tournaments have you been a part of and such, like, and such, just it's not happening. I'm not that good at like FPS games, and that's, I know it draws a lot of competitive viewership. And like I play League and a few other games like that, but I can't bring myself to play ranked. I used to be like low diamond in Overwatch on console, and I was like plat in R6. But a lot of times, like League's infamous for toxicity, but I want to stream wholesome content. That's all it really comes down to. Whether I ever join an organization, I'm really just doing this for fun, genuinely. But if I were to join an organization, that wouldn't change. I'm doing it because I really enjoy it, and I don't know, for me it becomes less fun when it's something that's going to tilt me or tilt others around me, you know? Not that I don't enjoy hard games. I played all the Souls games. I play Elden Ring and such.
Please work with me a little.
Sorry, I know I'm rambling. It's kind of just me in general. Think of topic A, ramble about topic A, move on. Bada Brog. I've always wondered though, is this how like the original translations for games are? Or is it just the English translation? Because in English it's obviously like, I don't know what Bobile would be, but Brog is obviously just frog minus, you know, trade F for B. Which, I mean, it works. I just have always wondered. Because I know there's so many things, like, I have multiple family members that, although I myself, even though I'm Korean, I only speak English because I was raised, you know, speaking English. Never really had a huge incentive to learn another language. Not that I wouldn't be opposed to, I just never had a pressing reason to. But multiple family members are, I mean, I have a big family, I have 5 siblings, are fluent in Korean and Spanish, and I know they've said, depending on the language, Spanish, I think my dad would always say, my dad and brother would always say, a little bit less of a language gap there. But I know in Korean sometimes, my mom and my sister, or one of my sisters are the ones who are fluent in Korean, have said that there's sometimes like sayings that just don't quite have a, you know, literal English translation. Always thought that was interesting. Here we go. Nice.
If only you didn't charge off on your own.
If only you didn't charge off on me. Ooh, I see one of the things we need to play the flute for. Yeah, speaking of that Life Goes On song I was talking about, I found renditions for the flute and the piccolo. I do only own a flute and I'm out of practice. But I'd like to get into practice. My big problem is I'm up at ungodly hours of the night. And I don't want to wake up my family practicing. I've even thought about just printing out like the sheet music using my phone or tablet, you know, for like MuseScore or something like that. And just practicing in my car, but we'll see. It's kind of the same thing as my covers. The only cover I've posted for any song, even though I sing all the time, that I've actually posted to YouTube was Time of Your Life by Green Day, just because I want to have it like perfect before I share it. And I wasn't even super happy with my Time of Your Life cover. I did so many takes before I really felt like I was at like, okay, I can share this. But I know stuff like that is sometimes how you find exposure. Get your lucky break if you ever get one. Armor. I believe armor were in Xenoblade. I'm still just so confused again how... Are these lands supposed to be a direct... Like, this relates a lot to like Fire Emblem, for example. You know a lot of those lands are similar because they're like descendants, but... Like, for example, Chrom and Lucina are direct descendants of Marth. But Marth was the prince of Altea, and somehow that eventually became the Halidom of Elis over time. Really just makes you wonder, is that what happened here? Because I'm still unclear on how much time's actually passed since the events of the first two ones. But honestly, in some context too, I think it's really cool that they make these games where there's obviously like little Easter eggs, even plot points that relate to people who have played the previous games, but they make them very standalone games. Because as far as I'm concerned, if I'd never played 2, and obviously I haven't played 1, this game is still very enjoyable. I really like it. It doesn't really detract from it. And I think that game series that do that, that really actually helps their lifespan.
Isn't this valuable?
Alright, where am I going? I'm going up here. I think I have to get around this way. Okay. That is a lot of enemies. I'm a little bit concerned about actually aggroing all of those at once. I'd like to fight that lucky enemy. But like I was mentioning earlier, basically every time I've died, it's been because I aggroed too many enemies and then that chained into more enemy encounters. So, better to err on the side of caution, I figure. Although this is pretty squishy. Oh well, we should be able to just... I still can't get over the fact that that rock does 1 damage. I get that it's a rock, and that they're not chucking it like too hard. But these are also people that are strong to wield like giant weapons and such, you know? I'd figure getting hit by a rock from one of them. Getting hit by a rock in general kinda hurts, you know? Let's not engage. Like I said, if I need these resources for like cards or anything like that, I will come back later. I will fight the enemies though that I think are directly in my path. Oh, this didn't even have bonus turn. Okay, whatever. It's about time to change characters. Uni's the boss. I actually, not to put my friend in a bad light, I'm not going to name her or anything. I do have a friend, though, that really, really gets annoyed by, like, certain accents. And I don't know if it's, like, an auditory thing or something like that. I've always wondered. Never liked to pry, even with my friends, but just, it's always what I think of. What weapon is Uni on? She's currently on Senna's, okay. So side attack, knockback, front program. It's actually a little bit hard to get directly in front. Yeah, like there. Because it's going to be constantly shifting. Especially when it's one singular enemy. In aggro between the tanks. And, well, obviously here it's on an attacker. But Senna's original weapon, this hammer, is a great example of a weapon that, like, for the DPS characters, I have to be a little bit more aware. Just because I do get that extra mileage out of having, or being, sorry, on a specific side of an enemy. I'm still just so confused too. What are the triggers for the non-controlled characters to interlink? Cause, like right there, Noah and Mio just did it on their own. But in the previous fight, like I was mentioning, I interlinked, and immediately after Juni and Tai unlinked. And Lens and Senna haven't been doing it like at all. I wonder if there's a priority system too, because Lens and Senna are currently my only healers. I really just, those little mechanics in games I always wonder about. I need to stop forgetting about, I keep mentioning it, stop forgetting about these fusion attacks. It's just, it's one of those combat systems where it might not be necessary, but I feel bad if I'm not getting all that mileage out of everything. Anyway, here we've got another little cutscene. Hey, over there. Okay. A tree! Oh. Camp spot. Sorry. I think it's time we took a break. Riku for one more resting. Like numbed out sausages. I know the feeling. I used to be like a state level tennis player. I did varsity track and field jumps and sprints. And then for like the past few years, I haven't done any physical work. Unless it's for like work. I've worked in a couple warehouses and stuff. You know, just part-time work. During classes and such. Should we rest in shifts? That's one of those things too that... I don't know. I don't know. It's probably wise. It's just Actually, no. It's probably smart with all the monsters and everything. I was initially just thinking Kevis and Agnes, but it's probably smart. It's nice just seeing everyone relaxed. What?
What was that, Senna? It's just, I was up all night thinking. Those guys are so selfish.
Selfish how?
Yeah, what do they do?
You know what I mean. Every time we interlink, they're the ones taking the lead.
Oh.
And me, all I do is watch.
We weren't super
that's what you mean.
aware if that's how that works. She's
Tell me
linked
you
with
don't think so,
Lance.
too.
Maybe not selfish, but like, hey, why didn't you move that way? And stuff like
Oh,
that,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
right?
Probably
So
just
you'd prefer to take the race?
issues with having, you know,
I
two
just
people, one body.
want to do more. Like, pull my weight. You know?
That's so you, Senna. I think it's probably fine, though. They're just being protective, I
Yeah.
think.
Like what Noah said? Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it. I'm sure we'll get our turn.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah. Positive.
Yeah. It's gonna be like this for, again, looming deadline, but at least 3 months, most likely, if not longer. Hopefully, crossing my fingers. But I think it's really interesting too that you would already assume that of, you know, Tyon, Senna, and Mio, of that 3, Senna would obviously probably confide in Mio over Tyon. Just kind of by nature, you know? They seem to have a better relationship, and Tyon's just kind of a little bit, I don't know what the word is, standoffish. But that being said, it also kind of makes sense to me because Tyon and Uni are probably just constantly butting heads. It's not quite in the same way that Senna and Mio are kind of discussing, where Noah and Lance are probably just being protective, you know? Trying to look out for them, maybe being the ones to kind of take those reins. That's just my thoughts on it, though. Just something to add onto the list of things I'm probably looking too much into. Do we... Okay, it looks like we double back up this. We are 100% going to aggro these Ardens, I think. Oh! We're probably going to go for that. It's probably smart.
Eyes over here! Thanks for the support!
Myopic scream. Uppercut slap.
Uppercut! Slap! He's piercing! Come on,
Give us a leg up.
Good going, Uni.
punch it through!
There we go. Seriously, though, I need to stop forgetting about these fusion attacks. They seem pretty powerful, and just because it's one of those things that because they didn't exist in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, even though they've shown it to us, obviously, and it's important, my brain just can't process it. Oh, I guess you also don't start out with them, huh? Now looking at it. Either way, though, I just keep immediately being like, I'm gonna use my skill right now. Oh, I'm trying to figure out, too. We probably unlock a 3rd fusion attack at some point, too. Wait. Why am I not attacking it? Oh, we aggroed more than one. Oops.
Smooth as always, Noah.
Oh, no. I was pushing... I'm an idiot. It's right trigger due to the fusion attack, not right bumper, and I keep clicking right bumper. Here we go. There's no lead enemy there. I mean, we're concerningly getting, like... Are we still all level 20? We are 21, okay. I was gonna say, we're concerningly seeing enemies kind of catch up to our level a lot faster than I thought we would. Let's grab this supply drop. Anytime we see one, I'm assuming we need to go for it. Yeah, I think the go-to thing is like myopic screen there on the left generates really fast. And big impact. If we use it, it's usually still down by the time Ether Cannon comes up. And obviously we don't have a third fusion attack yet. But I'm still just trying to figure out the timing. And again, I'm going to switch characters here in a few battles, start using Tyon for a bit, and that's all going to go out the window, but we'll see. Here we go.
Uni, you ready?
These are massive supply drops. The fact that it takes 2 people basically turning those at the same time is like, it's crazy. Just makes you wonder, like, who designed this?
Something so valuable here.
We should probably be fighting elite enemies too, to be honest. I don't know if I can pull that elite enemy out though without aggroing. Can I? Okay. So if we can get the ones around them, that'd probably be ideal. Okay, we messed up. That's annoying. When we're playing Uni and Tyon, it's maybe not as important to interlink, because, again, Lands and Center are our current healers, and they will be until we hit rank 10, honestly, with all our current classes. That's my plan, because that just makes it really easy to make sure that we always have 2 healers, 2 tanks, 2 attackers again, because we just make sure we do that, and then we swap, you know, once they hit rank 10. But, sorry, and the reason I'm saying it maybe isn't as important with these 2 right now is they've got the healing interlink. Do I really need to worry about the healing interlink when I'm, I keep thinking right bumper up. Do I really need to worry about the right interlink, though, when their interlink is the healer one, and we have 2 healers on the field when we interlink, you know? And we're taking a tank and attack off the field. One of the many things that I could probably figure out if I was paying attention to, like, damage numbers and everything. I just don't. Nice.
Pretty much what I expected.
I'd say we were moving in sync, right, Tyon?
Whew. Dang allergies. They haven't been as bad as they have in the past, though. I remember when I was a kid, it's like I get like hay fever. I would have literal months where I like couldn't breathe, and it was horrifying. So rough. Either way, though, let's just make some good progress towards our next little checkpoint here. I thought we were actually gonna have a full-on like campsite there, and I was gonna see how much bonus XP we had. That's one of those things that I will always take advantage of. I'm not really looking to make the game harder on myself, so free levels here and there, fine by me.
Is this like a rare thing?
I think they did a really good job too with this line on like fastest path to the destination. Sometimes it seems a little bit off, but for the most part, you'll have a lot of games that'll have a system like that, and they'll be very guilty of, it says this is the fastest path, but either it goes like, the path goes directly through a wall you can't get through, or it's not the fastest path, you know? Whereas here, it genuinely seems to be pretty good about it. The one good example I can think of is last stream, and it was mostly me just not seeing it, when we had to go through that big, like, semicircle rising ring, and there's a little hole in the center of that. That I'm pretty sure was just me not seeing it. I remember when Paranoid was here too, he was literally just like, yeah, you're just blind.
Spectacular.
And I was the MVP.
I get told stuff like that lovingly by my friends all the time, though, like, man, you're so good at, like, academics and stuff, but you are so dumb.
We've been spotted.
They don't mean it in a mean way. It's very, very true, though. I mean, like, I'm just like, I don't know. Yeah, I really do think that is my strategy, is lead with my skills, again, on this weapon, on Uni right now. Use Big Impact, use Giant Swing as we please. And then we can use the Big Impact Ether Cannon fusion attack on the second rotation if we need it. But save that second one right there in the middle, because the that fusion attack charge is super, super fast.
Huh? This is new.
The Caitlyn drum, huh?
I'll whack 'em good.
Dang it.
I'm the one you want.
Cheers, you're a gem.
My optic storm.
All figured out. Whew. That was spectacular.
And I was the MVP. You're all thinking it.
Shall we? I don't know if we could fight all four of these at once. These didn't seem to be very strong. We might have just aggroed them all anyways, so we might not get a choice. Oh yeah, these aren't strong at all.
Nothing a bit of teamwork couldn't handle.
Whatever happened to not being killed?
Oh, well, we aggroed three of them.
Eyes over here. Thanks for the support. Over and above.
Make it quick.
Smooth as always, Noah.
I really like Uni's design though. Trying to think if there was anyone... I don't know why. I make these random connections all the time with little things in my life, and just video games and everything, that I feel like a lot of times don't make any sense to anyone else. Maybe other people can see this, but like, and it'd just be the most random things. Like, I remember mentioning, I haven't seen the anime Samurai 7 since I was legitimately in like middle, or like, I think I was in middle school. Watched it at my brother's house. But Noah reminds me a lot of one of the characters from there. And I remember looking it up, and it's, you know, again, not a one-to-one comparison. Someone who saw the two characters might not see it. But Uni reminds me a lot of like Mei from Pokemon if she had wings on her head. And again, I haven't played a Pokemon game since I was like... Actually, I don't want to age myself. Trying not to dox myself actively. The entire point of being a VTuber, you know? But in quite a few years, you know? But I remember watching a lot of those old like anime, cartoon stuff growing up, and I don't know why, that's just what her design reminds me a lot of. It was obviously in a very different art style and everything. Alright, let's see.
Probably shouldn't be climbing up this one, huh?
But
That's what I tell myself in Genshin Impact, then I try it anyways and die.
Well, I guess that means we'll just have to keep going then.
And there's so much game content though that I'd love to share and make content on. The Golden Apple Archipelago event is like a super
Outside the
great
colony.
example though. Just didn't really have the time.
It's bad. The consul's searching for you.
Especially on those
Gotcha.
limited events and games
Just
like
make
that.
up something.
Sorry,
Okay.
make up.
Already I'm assuming this is probably a hero we recruit. First impression. I actually have no idea, but
I'll take a look
when
round
they
here.
introduce a character like that,
Okay, I'll check out over here.
you know, that's the first thing that'll pop into my head. Now that we know most likely every other quote-unquote recruitable character we find is probably just going to be hero, not, you know, actually one of us.
Guys, get back!
Uh-oh. Wonder which colony this is. And which side, honestly. I didn't quite look at, whoever that was, his uniform. Oh, that makes me think it's, is it Agnes Noah's side is from? Where's it, Kevis? These are things that I should know. We're like a solid 10 hours or something into this playthrough. She looks a lot like Lance, too.
Sorry.
Oh?
Apology grudgingly accepted.
Wait.
Hey, are you all
They report to the consul.
Factually untrue.
They know we're Ouroboros and called us out on it.
Ah, that's a relief. I really didn't want to have to fight a Nopon. Oh, Valdi, by the way.
if I may.
Huh?
It says
What are you guys doing?
You don't need to attack, Dion. Good going. Jeez.
Woohoo! That was awesome.
We're the ones you got beef with.
Sorry.
Come on, bring it.
We were de-escalating the situation.
You can't beat me.
And we just-
Here I come.
No. What is that weapon? It looks like a giant glue gun to me. The King's right hand. It is a hero. Okay. I figured. That was literally... I guess maybe that wasn't the hardest thing to tell in the world, but that was immediately my first instance. Strange It's Kevis, okay. Well, it is level 21, we're level 21. Hopefully we'll be okay. You know what? Let's go with our strategy that we've done on a lot of the other boss battles and try and quickly take out one of these side enemies. The problem I didn't think about is that immediately aggroed onto me. Okay, we're good. Tactics. Let's see, focus. Although, they've already got that unit down to like, maybe I don't know. I was thinking let's get her... Okay, you know what? The quote-unquote, I would assume this is like a boss in this scenario. Why? What? I'm so confused. I thought for sure it would be like, take out all the side ones, then focus on the big one, but the strange Kevis soldier, whatever, yeah, strange Kevis soldier is what they're aiming at us. I've already forgotten their name. To be fair, they only said it once. Just seems to be going down very fast. Takes a very long time to build up pressure drop on this weapon. I am still honestly kind of unclear on what ranking up weapons does, if I'm being completely honest. So like right now we're on like what, 5, 6 for most of the characters on their current ones. Oh, they're in there. Perfect, let's all join the club. Looks super cool and there's 3 of us on the field. Pick this stuff up too. On these kind of scripted almost events, I actually have no idea if it's like a situation where we do pretty much automatically pick up everything, you know? Because like that last enemy, obviously we instantly end the fight.
Whoa.
It was Valdi, okay. Like Valdi, but with a V.
Hey, show me that again.
Show you what again? Sorry?
Show you what?
Yeah.
Those moves you pulled.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen anyone smash up a Levinus like that. I need to figure out how you guys managed to do it.
Valdi seems strangely unlike aggroed on us compared to how the entirety of Colony 4 was.
Nothing to observe. Frame was structurally poor. Evident
Oh,
that
okay.
driving wheel could not withstand torque.
The driving wheel, you say? I wonder if it's because it was upgraded from lightweight to a more heavy.
That'll probably do it. I don't know much about machinery and mechanics, but you can't
Did I
just
mess up
slap
badly?
things
But the armor had
that
to withstand a
maybe
charge.
not ready
I
to handle.
had to fudge the weight to keep a good turning circle.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So Valdi's a mechanic of some kind?
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Maybe that's their motive for maybe joining us. Learn from
I
Riku.
can't believe you could tell with just one look.
Yeah.
Hey,
Interesting.
Would you teach me everything you know?
Noah?
Who exactly are you?
Oh, I'm Valdi, Levinus
Levinus
builder
builder
from
from
Colony
colonies.
30.
30? There's at least 30 colonies that I think I'd want to say that they mentioned like a 14 at some point. Are we really going to free up to 30 colonies on, you know, just one side? And again, that's
I
mind-blowing.
heard that anyone
I'm
who
sure it's maybe
defeats
just...
you gets a whole buttload of supplies from the castle as a
Oh,
reward.
okay.
But yeah,
That really does make it
so
seem
it's
like
all good.
Mobius is pretty ingrained on the nation. That's horrifying.
Oh, yeah, everything's just hunky-dory. What the are you playing at?
Not playing anything.
You're really a mechanic?
Colony
Colony
30,
30.
huh? But again, that implies that there's at least like 30 colonies after us right now.
For that one again.
So, not a great sign.
Yeah, that would be me.
Oh, okay. Are all of the hero units going to be commanders of giving
Pull
colonies?
the other one.
Wow, don't look so surprised.
Well, you know, the colony leaders we know thus far act with, I don't know, more dignity.
I did hear that Colony 30's commander was the greatest mechanic in Keves.
Okay.
Not sure I would say greatest, but I am bonkers about Levnesses.
Does Riku not count? Oh,
Valdi!
use it, huh?
Hey, Zed. What's up?
Use that, okay.
Surely that's my line. The Levis signal just cut out. What happened?
You're gonna tell him exactly what
Just
happened?
got a bit bashed about.
Oh, okay.
But everything's fine. I'll be
I'm
back
really
home soon.
confused though, because again, Colony 4 and Ethel were like super aggroed on us when they saw us. Do they not have the same level of control over every colony? Does Mobius just not? I'm just confused. Because even if Colony 4 was dirt rank, obviously it included one of the greatest
Just wondering
warriors
how
on,
you expect
you know,
to manage that.
that side of the war, so...
Oh.
Interesting.
Oh, it's fine. The colony's not that far away.
That's actually a really bad sign for us, because
I'll
we're
just
currently
cannibalize
wanted.
these bits and pieces into a new Levness. Quick as you like.
That'd take so much salvaging.
Oh,
Okay.
maybe I can't do it alone.
Are we gonna be stuck here helping? Mio has like 3 months for us to get the sword march and figure out all this stuff out.
How did I know it would come to this?
Guess we'll do
Like,
your
Valdi doesn't seem like a
grumbling.
bad person, but... Seriously though, aren't we wanted
Alright,
by
hit
these...
us. What's the shopping list?
Interesting.
You'd really help me.
Yes.
Well, we're not going to leave you alone to fend for yourself.
I'm all for helping other people, but genuinely in this situation, when we're on a time crunch and wanted by most of the world, I would have left them to, you know, fend for themselves.
Thank you so much. Large man.
Large man.
Landsman. I mean, lands.
Then Lance I shall call you. Let's get cracking.
Okay,
I'll send the likeliest sites for debris to your iris.
okay. And again, I'm still confused. I mentioned this too, but I'm confused that we're still, you know, we still have access to a lot of that information database. You would think that we would have been cut off. It really makes you wonder though, like how all that stuff works.
Nice to see a new face.
Anyway, I wonder is this... Yeah, okay.
Scratch that.
I do think it's really funny when the main story says, just complete this quest. Anyway. Let me see, I really doubt that's the wrong button. I really doubt that we have a closer teleport point to most of these resources. Never mind. I lied. These are 3 relatively close to each other, travel points too. 290, which one we're looking for is the one due west, so it's this one. Perfect. Yeah, seems like a pretty decent person. I wonder if we're able to... For some reason, I keep thinking plus button is the menu and X is going to be the map. And it's the opposite. I don't know why. But I'm genuinely curious, do we... Because I felt like it was like right as soon as we got Ethel, Noah at least had access to that weapon. So I'm kind of curious. Yeah, this is the screen that I was like, oh, there's so many heroes. Okay, so... We do not. Interesting. Okay. Do they have... Ooh, that's actually bad. Maybe I should have done a few more filler battles, because only... Interesting. Only... I don't understand the rates of these. Like, so many things that are confusing me, but only Senna has access to Ethel's weapons so far. Everyone else got close-ish. Kind of. Interesting. Oh well. I don't know how important it is, again, getting to rank 10, so maybe we just do a class change up once somebody has access to Valdi's weapon. Give Senna Ethel's weapon, and then we'll rebalance out the classes. I have no idea what class I mean, I probably just saw, but what class of weapon this is. It's a heal. That's interesting, new healer. That could be helpful. Anyway, onwards to the objective. Yeah, I'm blown away. Valdi seems very, very friendly, and I really, really thought every single member of any colony we ran into was immediately going to be like, I'm murdering you, and this is non-negotiable. Do we have to fight these again? Let's aggro at least one, see? There we go. That way we potentially don't have to fight all these enemies once. Unless we can just... Oh. I really thought we were going to have to fight that elite enemy for that.
Looking good, but man, even so. Seeing all this Levness wreckage, that's how a battle always feels after. Just
in the middle
sad.
of a war, you know?
Yeah, pretty tragic.
Makes you wonder though,
right back up.
is Colony 30, based on the way Valdi acts as a commander in this war, maybe Colony 30 is just not as combat oriented, maybe? If their leader's the best mechanic, stuff like that. And that might also explain why Mobius doesn't have his iron grip on him, you know?
Listen, I had this injury once. It really did a number on me, physically and mentally. That's what my master pond told me.
Wait, Master Pond?
Is it Nopon Master?
Oh, it's Nopon for a really great person.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
So anyway, my master pond told me this.
Why do you know Nopon?
Be a friend to all and an enemy of none.
Be a friend to
I mean,
all?
that's a good line of philosophy.
I guess after that, seeing wrecked Levnesses got me thinking about stuff.
Well, nothing good ever comes out of war.
And I could just get them back on their feet.
Well, can't always say things in absolutes, but...
My pals here wouldn't want me to give up on
I mean, I've told my friends this too, and they always just kind of look at me like, yeah, that's not how the world works. But I really do just wish everyone could get along.
You're very... Don't get me wrong.
And, I mean, I used to get into fights and stuff all the time. Still don't have the best temper. You should see me when my internet goes out. I get really irritated.
It's
But...
just that, as a mechanic, you can't start getting moody just because something's broken. Not all wars are fought on the battlefield, right?
Valdi really does have a good mindset, though.
That gauntlet,
I like him.
Valdi built it by self?
This? My master pond gave this to me to celebrate my recovery.
Okay, interesting.
Caught your eye, has it? You want to see more?
Wonder what it does.
No. No special interest.
Really?
Come on, don't be shy now.
Riku is not shy.
What I'm getting from all this is that you really like this Master Pond of yours, huh?
Well, if it's Nopon for a really great person.
Yeah. He was really harsh on me sometimes, but he was 10 times the mechanic I could ever be.
Okay.
Compare Master Pon and Riku. Most excellent.
So it's one of those, like, did you really need to say it type of things?
I think that your friend here has a keen eye.
He's stepping on eggshells.
I would love to get to speak with him.
Secrets of Riku are closely guarded.
You don't say. I can't wait.
Friend even listening to Riku?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Interesting.
A little elbow grease, huh?
Alright.
I think I get how
Wrong button again.
Valdi feels.
Sorry. Looks like probably just fast travel here. Interesting. You know, it's about time we switch characters too. Again, I get that I'm not maybe using full use of like the whole, I can literally just change characters every single fight. But,
Looks like they're coming over here.
well, Lance's weapon. Okay. Wait, wasn't Meals on Lance's weapon too? Hold up. Oh. And that means there's one of the original tank weapons. Who's the original tank? Oh, that means I'm just straight up not using Neo's weapon right now. Oops. That's awkward. In that case, what I might actually do, since it's gonna throw a wrench into like the whole when everybody reaches rank 10 thing. I didn't even realize. In that case, I'm gonna switch him over to Mio's
I'll
weapon.
provide the perfect defense.
And again, once everybody's learned all the heroes, weapons, and everything, this will be much less of a concern. And it doesn't really hurt anything. I just like to have, you know, different weapons than everyone. I didn't even realize though. That's interesting. I actually really liked Mio's original moveset too, so I'm just shocked I didn't notice. Let me stop doing that. I think I actually did make a mistake here though. We're on the bottom side of this cliff. I think we need to be on the top side to reach those other two. I was just thinking that as I started traveling, but some of these enemies definitely don't aggro. It's probably explained that to me a few times. I don't know if you say so.
If you say so.
Really makes me wonder how the rest of Colony 30 is. Maybe we caught a lucky break and one of the colonies we had to pass is quite friendly. And honestly, I wouldn't put it past Ethel to maybe have thought of that. From all the information they have, though, I mean, that's maybe just a lucky break, you know? Because regardless of where we go, what did we just die, bro? Oh. Regardless of where we go, we were probably going to, you know, run into at least a couple colonies. Yeah, I was gonna say, Mio's weapon, if memory serves, was like aggro evade. Whereas Lance's were like just full on AoE aggro.
I'm the girl with the gall.
Huh? That noise. I think there's a Levinus nearby.
Okay. The longer I go in these play sessions, though, the more I need to remember I'm getting like more careless. I'm just running through thinking, ah, it'll be fine. This is how we aggro like 6 enemies and die again. I can't help it though, like, I don't mind grinding games by any means. I don't think anyone that plays a lot of games minds it too much, but, well, depending on how, you know, actually grindy it is. But, like, the more and more I play in a given play session, the more I'm like, I'm just gonna go, it'll probably be fine. I don't know why this game has that effect on me. But these bug things aren't a huge issue usually.
That noise. I think there's a Levinus nearby.
It's that rhino symbol. It's probably that rhino symbol that they're
recognize
from.
that engine sound anywhere. It's an equity.
Interesting.
There. I want the parts from that big guy.
Do we really need to be breaking it
Which
down?
big guy? The Kavesi.
Oh, I thought
Wait.
Valdi was about to say both, honestly.
The damage to the leg here. I fixed this not long ago.
It's
It was from another colony.
Okay, why is there... Oh my gosh.
This horrible. Valdi, okay.
Well, about getting those parts, huh?
I get it. This is how my Levinuses have been treated.
Yeah, the more and more Valdi speaks, the more and more I think potentially Colony 30 is literally just like a maintenance, almost like Colony.
Huh? What's happening?
Because again, that would also go forward to explain maybe...
They've marked us all as a target.
And even then, you know, obviously Valdi knew that there was like a bounty on our heads, but it's just the stark difference between Valdi to the Ethel and Colony 4 is mind-blowing. Why did he sound surprised that we were outlaws? He was literally aware of the bounty. I only have one fusion attack on Tyon right now. Interesting. I think my general plan right now, though, is use Interlink when I think I'm in trouble, because that gets those two characters off the field as their health gets low, or just, you know, if I really want to try and end a fight fast and I'm playing. Like, I really feel like that's most applicable when you're playing Mio and Noah, though, no? Because they're the literal, you know, attacker interlink. I've also been wondering at what point I get enough for the Soul Tree. 132 SP. I was just going to go straight for some of these high-end ones instead of evenly leveling everything. But like, this is saying it's locked, and I don't know if that's because, like this one, for example, it makes me wonder if it's locked by story, if you do have to have a certain number, because based on the lines it's drawing, I would think I could just do whatever, but... You know what? In this case, maybe we'll just get everything we can. Worst case scenario, we just lose some, you know... We have to grind some more, because we spend some of these SP points once we unlock those. It's probably story event oriented, I'd imagine. I'm not even going to worry too much about which ones we get. Attack,
A new power, eh?
Wings of healing.
A new power, eh?
I mean, I should probably pay more attention. 22 SP. Huh. Resistance combos? Okay.
Check out this sick new skill. Check out this sick new skill.
Slow heat gauge. I actually do like these heat gauge ones, though. Being able to stay in that form for longer seems quite nice. Anyway, like I said, let's just do some quick, like, I don't know, maintenance for these things. Master skills. I wanted to make sure that everyone had 2 master skills. That's what it was. He did not. Uses aggro. That's not applicable if he's not a healer. Just do this for now. When we do our big class revamp, I might do like a big class revamp, say when... Since we did just switch Scion to a rank 1 weapon, maybe once we get Valdi's weapon on a couple characters, and maybe a couple of these characters hit rank 10, 2 or 3, we'll just do a big class revamp. And honestly, I might do that off stream. I don't think it's that important. Then just mention it next time. Because as you might have been able to tell from a previous bot, I literally did just take a bit of time off. I played games with some friends, but it was mostly like multiplayer games, obviously. Spent some time with family, took some time for myself. Honestly, just relaxed. It was nice. Been really stressed out recently. I do enjoy streaming and all, but like, even for like a very, obviously very small streamer like me, getting some of this stuff set up takes like... I stress a lot about it, and I can only imagine how it is for people who actually make their living off stuff like this. Which would be cool, but... And I mentioned my friends,
Here we go, guys.
I'll follow your lead.
I'm not too, like, thinking that's gonna ever happen. I do wish... I don't know if this blue circle... I don't think this blue circle is literally like the range I can attack things at. But sometimes I accidentally hit bumper and switch enemies without realizing. Which is annoying because then that makes it harder because I'm obviously not attacking it. And I just don't even realize sometimes. But sometimes I'm like, I should be in range to still hit something. And I'm 110% not. And it's awkward. Every time. Oh! We just got launched forward. One mechanic too of the fight that I know I'm not using enough is break, you know, into that chain. It's mostly because I genuinely think from what I've seen so far, if you're the one to initiate break, the NPCs are pretty good about following up on it. But honestly, if the NPCs are initiating break, I usually don't even notice it. Which is kind of a problem. Because it goes on those list of things that are probably not only helpful, but if I'm not making use of it, I get a little annoyed with myself just because I'm like, there are game devs that have put obviously a lot of effort into making sure that they have all these mechanics in. Same line of logic where like, I know people like get really mad about, I was having this conversation with friends about like, they're talking about how like, oh yeah, it was 7 Deadly Sins, the anime. The animation got so much worse over time, and well, I think that could be like objectively true. There are still people who work really hard on those types of things. And they have skill sets that I don't have, so I never want to be bashing that, you know? It's something that, and I think everyone builds these kinds of values or thoughts over time just by nature and experience. But where that line of thought really stemmed for me was just, I remember,
I'm the girl with the gall.
like,
Look, here it is.
I've never thought that I was like, this is kind of sad actually. I don't know if I should bring this up because I'm not trying to be, before we talk about this, I guess we'll tell this story real quick, but like, I've never been the type of person to be like, oh, I'm super attractive, because I don't think I am. But I remember in drama club, we did like it was almost like mugshots in costume, for some of our plays. And I remember I looked at it and I was just like, literally to myself, I was by myself and I was like, man, I look so bad. Just in my mind thinking I'm so ugly. And the girl who had taken the pictures came around the corner and got like super offended. And I felt horrible for like weeks. Just because it was one of those like, it wasn't a jab at her photography skills. I just, you know, I was a high schooler. I didn't think I was that good looking. So I never ever want to say anything that can like, and you can't always avoid it, but like dismissing someone else's talents or things that they feel very passionate about, even if it's not meant to come across a certain way, you really can't control always how people view things, because different viewpoints.
It's just where I stored some of the junk I've picked up.
You had a storage place this entire time and we ran to the other areas?
Can't
Valdi.
keep it all at the colony. You know how it is.
Do all the colonies like move though? Again, with this colony very, very much from me so far seeming like it's not an active like militaristic like battle colony.
I see. So you're recycling the parts as you deem necessary.
Interesting.
Yeah. The supplies from the castle just aren't going to cut it.
Okay.
We have a lot of very particular mechanics and a lot of requests from the pilots to boot.
Well, when it's equipment that your literal life depends on in war, you're probably going to be a little particular.
Seems like awful much effort for not much reward.
Well, they're in the middle of a war.
Not true. We're having a blast with it.
Oh, okay. Well, if you enjoy what you do.
Our are all highly skilled, and our lieutenant has a good head on his shoulders.
Lieutenant, huh? Wonder if that's like a dialect. I've heard that before. I think it was like a J-Rose video or something like that. But lieutenant, huh?
So, remind me, what was it we were trying to do again?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, for the body, I'd need...
Very much like this is very much like a game protagonist type quest though. We're trying very desperately to get to this certain place, because the entire world is against us right now. We're limited on time because of Meal's lifespan. But let's stop and help this person real quick.
Ah, something like this. Yeah, that fits the bill.
Okay.
Is this guy really cut out to be a commander?
I love Uni.
He's a skilled mechanic for sure, but I imagine he gives his aides quite the headache.
I really, really like Meal and oh. Well, I really like Meal just because of like the gentle, I don't know, the vibe she gives off. I don't know if gentle's the right word, because I think Senna is also very much a similar type of character and personality. But Cutie just seems like she'd be funny to hang out with, you know? I didn't know I just take it. I occasionally just look over all these health bars on the side and I'm like, why did Uni just take a huge chunk of damage? Like, I know when we're fighting multiple enemies, I tend to be a little bit, like, hyper aggroed on just, like, even as the tank, I'm like, I'm just gonna focus this one enemy until it dies. But Mio's currently on Lance's weapon, which is an AoE taunt weapon. And I haven't worried too much about giving tactics, actually. I really don't know how much that affects it. It's obviously nice for, like, if I'm in a boss encounter, for example, like I was talking about and I want to really focus down, that's not the map, one specific enemy, perfect time for it. But in these regular fights, I don't worry too much about stuff like that. So, but I just see Noah's, then Uni's health just drop to half, and I'm like, they're the attackers. I thought tanks were obviously supposed to draw aggro, and then healers drew aggro. Why did they randomly have it, you know? Or was it an AoE attack? That could have been it too.
Thanks,
Who
guys.
knows?
Looks like all the parts are accounted for. This is enough to build Levness.
Kind of crazy to
What's
think,
wrong,
though.
Valdi? Spirits seem middling to low.
I thought that with a Levness, I'd be able to protect
Oh,
my
okay.
friends. Then no one would have to get hurt.
I wonder how long ago Valdi was appointed to be a commander, because the commanders are also subject to the 10-year lifespan. Is it literally like one finally passes on, whether from battle or, you know, lifespan? Do they then appoint a new one that's very, very young? They implied that it was at least a year or one term of training based on our flashbacks. Just do they kind of intern as a leader with an older one? I just really don't know.
Rosy again. My pals just do as they're ordered. They go
I'm still so
out,
confused.
they
Were we
fight,
ever introduced to
they
Colony
hurt
9's
people.
leader? I really didn't recall who it was. Or at the very least, they don't stick out in my mind as much as Valdi, obviously because of what's going on, and Ethel.
And I'm the one responsible.
Because I really like Ethel.
If you're gonna blame someone for causing all those
Just
casualties, blame me.
No, it's okay, Valdi. It's, again, it's part of war.
Valdi is doing
It's easy to
perfectly
say, I
normal
guess, it's
job
like
of
a,
mechanic.
you know,
It's
someone
your
just playing
orders,
the
not
game,
your
but...
fault.
But
This doesn't sit right with you, does
Yeah.
it? So make something new. Why do you always have to make stuff for fighting? Why not try a different tack?
Well, he is the commander of a colony in the middle of a war.
a different tack.
Hmm.
Like a Levness, but not equipped for combat.
But yeah, it would be possible. Maybe for medical supplies or, you know, carrying supplies, medical treatment. Who knows?
Obviously, I don't know the nitty gritty, but I'm sure it's not totally off the table, right?
Hmm.
This ain't the time to give up, right?
Yeah, Lance, you couldn't be more right. I shouldn't be led by the whims of others when I make my sweet little mecha. Thanks, Lance, and all of you.
You know, Valdi is still commander to some
I'll
extent.
be back in a jiffy.
Still has, you know, responsibilities, but not a bad mindset. Not a bad mindset at all.
It's done.
What is that?
Wow. That fast, huh?
It's looking a little on the small side, no? Is that
Yeah, I was
how
gonna
you
say
wanted it?
what.
Yeah. He wouldn't last long in a
Follows
real
simple
battle,
commands. Okay.
but he can follow simple
My
commands.
first thought when I saw that was literally, did Valdi just make like a companion robot?
Right now, his only directive is to take care of
Nope,
me.
Valdi definitely just made a companion robot.
But
I
that's
suppose
fine.
that's not.
He's a good guy.
It's not combat oriented.
Right then. Guess our job here's done. So,
Yeah, don't worry. I can get back home just fine on my own.
Okay. If this is where we say goodbye to Valdi for a bit, we really do. Oh no, Q, huh? I was gonna say we really do kind of have these heroes seem to be coming in and out quite often. I wonder, do all these heroes though eventually hit a point where they're permanent with us? I can't imagine it's like a you don't have this hero for the entirety of this. At the very least, end game, I would assume we have access to every hero. You know. I really was. That is a curveball. though.
Console.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Ouroboros.
Q. Why does their head look like a straight up, like, I don't know, waffle iron?
Ah, fear not. I have no
interesting.
interest
Okay.
in stirring the pot. I was simply curious as to why our dear Valdi
Interesting.
hadn't returned.
Well, I'm sure we'll have to fight Q at some point. Maybe the personality of the individual's consuls over each, like, grouping of colonies is why they're
promised us
more
to
or
build
less,
the ultimate Levnis, did you not?
you know, aggroed
How
on
much
us.
longer do you expect?
Because I've already forgotten the consul that was with Ethel's colony, but again, that might be that too, because that consul was obviously very, very aggroed on us. If Q isn't,
You active dogs. How I shall delight in
Oh.
crushing you beneath my boots.
about that. Actually, I've decided
Okay.
to.
How many times must I say it?
Okay.
Games are for winning.
Is Q about to be really mad at us for just heavily influencing Valdi's ideologies?
If we were to lose the initiative,
That'd be pretty
we
bad.
would be the ones trampled beneath their boots.
Until you realize that Mobius probably has influence over both sides. But yeah,
Yes,
sure.
But
Valdi, my boy. Who was it that said he'd be fine? So long as he could tinker away with Levnesses. Because I clearly remember those
Yeah,
words.
well, people change. And when they only have lifespans of 10 years, if that equates to... I've always been confused too. That's another thing that's confusing to me. Is it like... Say an average person lives 70 years. Is it like they make those changes in 7 times amount of time? Because obviously they don't grow old, but... Because they were so confused at like the wrinkles on like the other console's face. But they obviously don't start as literal infants. Because if they started out as little infants and aged at a normal pace, they'd be 10 years old. You know, what are you going to do? Send like 6 to 8, 9-year-olds out to fight? You know, obviously it's very different. I just wonder how all that works. My mind at least can't help but wonder.
Flapping those lips, you've got time to be working those hands. Should you fail in your duty, I will be held accountable for what happens to your
Can we just...
friend.
You want to just beat the crud out of Q now?
Snuff you, arsehole. The more that comes out of your gob, the
So
more
surprised that they curse in this game. It's a Nintendo game.
understood. I'm heading back.
No wonder though.
Valdi!
Don't worry.
Q just made it very clear
made
though
up my
that
mind.
they've threatened Valdi's friends. Hmm.
Ultimate Levness, he said.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried now.
We've seen some pretty scary Levinuses, so...
It's unlikely to bode well for us.
Yeah.
Ideally, we'd want to prevent it being deployed in battle.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, there's that too. But I was more worried about how Valdi feels.
He said he'd made up his mind. Doesn't sound like he's going to be finishing his ultimate anything to me. More like...
Well, maybe it'll be a situation where if Valdi is forced to make it, maybe they'll put in like a failsafe or something,
He
you know?
want to destroy it.
Oh. That too. That's a bit more extreme, but...
It's going off on its own.
It's
Isn't that
following
the
Valdi,
companion? Yeah, I was gonna say.
adhering to directive of protect.
I thought it was just take care of Valdi, because Valdi does directly say it wouldn't last long in battle.
Yeah, we're following it.
Oh my gosh. I know it's a video game, but aren't we in a hurry?
We have some new names registered. So that's the
Infinity
state of
lockdown,
affairs.
Infinity shutdown. I'm assuming Valdi has technically left our party as of right now, yeah? Yeah, okay. Seriously though, if there's like, again, I don't know how many there are, but if there's 10 chapters matching Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is literally just a shot in the dark guess, and there is... Where is it? That many heroes. Are there just a lot of side quests? Because we're on like chapter 3, I think it was, and we've only met 2. Just interested. Anyway. I'm glad not all of these enemies are aggroable enemies. Seriously, it makes life so much more annoying. Wonder how far we're going. Valdi did say that the colony was not very far away, but I can't imagine it was literally, you know, right there. Why is there lightning or like electricity pulsing off that over there? Wonder if it's just particle effects. Okay, it looks like it just stops for us when we fight. That's good to know. I'm sure we would have still gotten a quest marker even if it just went, but who knows, different games handle, you know, follow the NPC or escort the NPC quest very differently. Everyone remembers what's his name, Dampy from Zelda. That one's always pretty good. You know, I have a lot of fond memories of Ocarina in Time and Majora's Mask as the N64 Zeldas, but in all actuality, I think I only played through them like once. I just remember my brother and one of my sisters both really loved those games and played through them multiple times, and I would always watch them play it. So like I could probably by memory, maybe not entirely by memory, but if I were to ever do a Let's Play of Ocarina of Time especially, Majora's Mask less so, but if I were to ever try doing like a playthrough of them on stream, I could probably mind most of my way without doing it. Like I might need help on some of the puzzles, but as far as knowing, okay, this is where I go, like I know in Ocarina of Time for the stones, you obviously are forced to do the Deku Tree one, but then it's like the Goron Ruby, isn't it? Followed by the Sapphire with the Zoras. Like I wouldn't probably be super like, I have no idea what the next temple is, or like Medallion versus Stone is where to go. I might have to look up though, like how to get there and stuff, if that makes sense. But I don't know if I'll ever do Zelda games on the channel. I think it could be fun, but I really enjoy doing roguelikes and stuff for the channel, because I can do like one-offs whenever I feel like playing them. Which is what I say, but 3 Hopes is all I streamed for like, what was it, like 3 weeks, and this game is probably all we're going to be streaming for like quite some time if we're being honest. I might take breaks here and there to do like, I don't know, Genshin games or stuff like that. 3.0 is coming out soon, but honestly, I really don't mind having this game being the focus of my channel for... Given how long it took to do Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I wouldn't be surprised if it was at least a couple months. But here we go. Liberating colonies. Destroying colonies flame block. And it did mention that raises like our threat level in general. Interesting, okay. Is it going to tell us how we do that? Because I'm super down to just immediately try and liberate any colony we come across. No reason not to, you know? Even if it makes the rest of the game harder, if we do it earlier in terms of threat level, I really don't mind.
You've wasted time. I'm afraid you'll have to pick up the pace. Because if you can't, well, you know the stakes.
Interesting. I'm just surprised because, again, I keep harping on it, but Colony 4 made it seem like they have the ability to just, you know, use the consoles to just forcibly take control over everyone. Do they need, you know, a mechanic who's building the quote-unquote ultimate Levinus to have some kind of autonomy?
If I do as I'm told, you'll end up hurting so many people. Don't worry. I refuse to put you through that.
Really does seem like a good person, though. But seriously, are we destroying it? Are we putting like a fail-safe? Those would be the 2 primary like assumptions I've had.
Next time we meet, I'll make you into the best Levinus there ever was.
Okay. Oh, nope, we're destroying it. Or at least attempting to. Hey!
You little upstart!
Oh my gosh.
This is a case of falling in with the wrong crowd, isn't it? I'm very disappointed.
Problem is, what was Valdi's plan too? If we had just continued on our way, and he, you know, Valdi had tried to just destroy this Levinus, you destroy it, then Q just makes good on their threats. I thought it wasn't completed.
I believe you need a little discipline.
Yeah, it's a good thing we're right outside the gate. Yeah. Oh.
Wait a sec.
All 6 of us are standing right there, and you're telling us the little robot managed to do it? Didn't Valdi say this thing wouldn't last long in a fight, too? Oh. Fair enough.
Just stop.
You created the machine for one purpose. What did you think it was gonna do?
You've done enough. I never wanted this. You weren't supposed to protect me like this.
Worthless trick.
Oh.
Lance,
Oh, there we are.
but how?
But how? Literally, yeah.
Your buddy led us all the way to you.
It's interesting that in cutscenes they seem to have their normal weapons. Tin
Don't do
opener.
it! Please stop!
Oh.
Any tool that defies the orders of its master is trash!
What?
Destined for the scrapyard.
It's not trash. Levnesses
Are we just getting rid of Q here?
always,
I'd like to get
always
rid of Q right
protected
now.
the things I care about.
And there did seem to be quite a few members of Mobius. I'm wondering though, is it again like with how I don't remember how many there were, but there were. I want to say I saw like at least 8 or 9 in that cutscene we saw earlier. Is there just like a
That's why I
chapter for every
chose to be
member
a
of
mechanic.
Mobius?
Not this.
Hmm.
Not for something as sad as this.
Why should you care about a hunk of metal?
No? The mechanic soul type of thing?
I'll do away with you. Full stop.
Quit your yapping and let's get scrapping.
Oh, we're going full rapper now, huh? In the midst of this tense battle.
I'll be lenient this time. Just obey me like you should.
I hate
Oh, Valdi's back with us. That does make sense, it's just... I guess having the actual hero with us too does kind of help make up for example, if I wanted to... If we get to a point where we do just consistently have at least one hero, you know? And we have a roster of heroes that stay with us. I feel like we could theoretically then, you know, maybe run a third DPS. That did a lot of damage. Valdi went down instantly, jeez. We're not doing much damage here. We're probably going to be reliant on chain attack, I'd imagine. That or let's interlink too. Because this is the healing, you know, the healing interlink here. Might help out a bit. This interlink in particular, I'm having a really hard time telling when to actually cancel attacks as well. I actually have no idea, even after playing all of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 with the same mechanic, how much it helps. But I don't think it can possibly hurt to be canceling attacks into the right thing, you know? We've got to be getting close to chain attack, yeah. I see the bar, it's just... Well, we get a decent chunk for doing the cancels and everything correctly. I do really find it interesting though how fast some of these weapons build up. Like Gemini Strike here builds up pretty fast compared to the hammer weapon we were using earlier, you know? That was taking a, you know, a hot second to go. Here we go. Let's just chain attack. I don't think there's a reason not to chain attack on, you know, literal ability to use it, especially in bosses. No allies. Let's lead with this just because Tyon is kind of low. So if memory serves, we lead with a tank, no? I know it was... Wait. I'm trying to remember. So I know it was healers can't bring the bar up to max. I'm genuinely trying to remember if it's finish with attack or lead with attack. I want to say it was lead with attack or finish with tank. Hopefully I'm not wrong. I will look that up after the stream because I don't remember, but... One chosen increases TP by 50 if the enemy's machine type. I'm going to save that for a consecutive chain then. I really want to say it was lead with attacker, end with tank, healer in middle. but I don't remember. I mean, it has been like a little bit over a week, maybe like a week and a half since I've done it. Let's see, now that we've healed a good chunk, what have we got? Reduces attack and heal, whatever. I'm not sure that's an issue right now. Let's try this. I don't know if it's just me, but some of these genuinely do seem to just be, you know, a little bit more helpful. I also really don't know if it matters which one you use, actually. Well, here in this case, I'm just going to go straight to this. Maybe it was finished with Attacker. I think actually, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm thinking it was finished with Attacker, because I know that refreshes. When you finish with the correct thing, it like... Wait. I'm just gonna stop talking. I'm probably just wrong. Let's do that, actually. That sounds good. But here we don't really have a choice, so we'll just do... Try this. This chain attack is lasting for a really long time, though, let me tell you. Let's do this. Wait, I thought healers couldn't... Okay, whatever. I'm just forget it. Healing's back up. Bypass defense. At this point, we can focus really heavily on damage, so sure. Bypass defense. 83 on this one. Let's just do this. Overall, this has done decent damage. It's hard to tell without knowing, aside from obviously just the visual bar, how much health these enemies have. And I'm not going to sit there and try and remember every single damage counter that we put into it, but 87,000, not bad. I'm thinking too, like, as far as switching characters every few fights, I'm not, like, doing an actual counter in my head. I'm just kind of going, I've played this character for all its switch. I think I might switch to the next character after this fight. I just think it helps keep the gameplay a little bit more interesting. Because Oh, no, it went down. Well, we're not the healer. When we are playing the healers, which will be the next two characters, since they're currently on healers, we're going to be aware that if somebody goes down because we're not doing a good enough job healing, we need to take over and go over there and revive them. Especially if it's the other healer. Oh, there we go. Someone just did the break topple launch combo. Yeah, I'm not getting the correct cancel on this. There we go. I think it is literally just after you get the shot to go through, but there's also just so much that goes on the screen that I really can't tell. Like, seriously, there is so much going on. But on this is Mio's original weapon. I'm pretty sure it is just, it's a 1-2 hit. Every time there's a 1-2 hit. Ooh, Senna was low there and Lance was down. That was a little bit scary. We haven't failed a boss fight yet. Oh gosh. We're drawing aggro. Maybe I need to actually physically move away. I know that maybe hurts the like AoE heal ability that both the healers seem to have, but okay then. Hopefully they heal me pretty fast too, because I'm just gonna keep. There we go, another chain attack. In these, like, it's weird just the contrast of like not getting any. Let's just do this. Not getting like any chain attacks in regular fights, and then going to these boss fights where we're getting multiple ones. Let's see. I seriously thought it was that healers couldn't, maximize out the points. The last chain attack, that was very clearly not the case, so I'm just confused at this point. But I think maybe what we do is we like lead with like either healing or reduce healer aggro. And then we just go straight for the attack, you know? At this point, we clearly have enough points that we can make sure that we basically get all 3 chain attacks in. So do like 1 defensive one, then go straight offense. Is my thought right now. I will be honest, if / when I rotate to a character using high on surgeon weapon, I don't know how long I'll do it because I don't like that weapon very much. Also, I don't know if this makes a difference. If we get like this many points out of using Noah's here, should I be using the ones with less points to potentially get more hits in? That still gave us 58 tactical points. Jeez. Okay. Do an AoE heal quick, top everyone off. Let me just double check that theory though, because I thought healers couldn't maximize the tactical points. Yeah. Maybe it's the hero healers don't have that constraint. Brave Assault. Some respectable damage. Last time was like 87k. That was 55k. That was actually significantly less. Interesting. I mean, I had mentioned how that worked if I had any idea. I do wonder if these boss fights are like supposed to be just at the level, like average level of your characters, or if it's set and we're just slowly getting power crept again. Because I get that in games like this, again, Pokemon's prime example of similar leveling systems. Obviously, it's like diminishing returns when you grind early, but still. Well, you did say it was finished, Q. Are we actually just fighting Q here? Oh my gosh. I'd say it wasn't deserved, but it totally was.
I'm sorry. I couldn't do anything.
It's okay, Valdi. You really don't seem like you're much of a fighter. Like, not in a bad way, just you're a literal healer in the fight. You use like a ranged weapon, and you're a mechanic specialist, you know? Just not your area of expertise. It's not a bad thing.
Thanks for rescuing me.
Sure. More video game logic. We just met you, but we're best of friends.
Mecha friend.
Mecha friend?
Gotta have a name, right?
Is that really a name?
This little guy isn't meant for battle.
I'm not one to talk, though. I had a stuffed animal when I was a kid. I had 2 stuffed animals, 2 stuffed cats that I carried around with me when I was a kid. They're probably somewhere in storage. Their names were literally Kitty and Cat, so very creative, I know.
He's a fellow companion and a friend. So yeah, thanks guys. I'm not gonna focus my efforts just on repairing Levinuses anymore.
But it's still partially, you know, Valdi's responsibility, so you still gotta put some effort into it. But
to figure out the best way to protect us all.
In the truest sense.
In the truest sense.
And you could make a little robot like that fast that was able to handle. It handled some respectable attacks with that barrier.
Oh.
Could be helpful.
But I guess that'd mean doing something about all our flame clocks, huh?
Yeah, are we actually in the colony? I thought it said we were at the gate to Colony 9. Could we just destroy it now?
We could always smash Colony 30's flame clock. It'd mean that everyone in the colony wouldn't have to fight anymore. The Levinuses.
My concern is if we do, we almost maybe need to be doing this evenly. I'm sure gameplay-wise it probably won't actually affect anything. But if we were in like a realistic sense, wouldn't we want to kind of evenly do it? Because if we just smashed all, say, the Kevis flame clocks, wouldn't that just make things really, really bad? Like super tip the balance of the war?
You can do that?
And I don't think that's actually what we want to do in theory. It'd stop the war, but if like the entirety of one side couldn't fight, and the entirety of the other side could, I don't think that'd be a good thing. If you get what I mean.
I wouldn't say things are going particularly great as they stand anyway.
Yeah. In terms of the actual colony itself, though. Probably help.
Let's do
Just
it.
takes some adjusting to.
Let's make this happen.
Colony 4 made that very clear.
Here we go.
I do think it's funny that they literally like combine just to get up to there. And then they just use their regular, well, you know, the regular weapon for Noah. Even if it is like a legendary sword. Kevis warning. Okay, so there is a separate Agnes warning level. That's good to know. I didn't quite catch that earlier.
It really broke.
Yeah. I mean, you have to consider a lot of these things have probably
you
seen
okay
wartime, so they're probably not expecting them to be just easily cut in half by one person.
Wait, don't move a muscle. There might be some valuable materials lying around.
Nothing worth bothering about, believe me.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? It's got a sting, right? It was a big deal for you.
Lance, you seem more stung than me.
I just think it's so funny. Maybe it's because I have such a dry sense of humor, but when characters just casually just call someone out and something like that,
Come on, man.
not even mean,
No.
yeah. Not even necessarily meaning to be like offensive or anything, just like, yeah.
I'm fine. I mean, sure, it's a big change of perspective. But like I said before, I'd already made up my mind.
Yeah.
True that.
Valdi does seem really young, but outside of, I don't know how to read, like, they've obviously shown his little mark. I don't know how to read those. Obviously, it's something that can be told at a glance because everyone seems to know, but actually, like, gauging characters, like, age in terms of their number of terms and experience and stuff is really hard for
The
me.
least I could do.
Valdi realized what Valdi's saying.
Yeah, is Valdi just gonna be a hero? I'm assuming we get Ethel back once we meet her again after she's met with the
I've
higher-ups,
never
but
been more sure.
still.
For sure.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Looking forward to it.
Me too. Count me in.
That's awesome. You know, putting aside the fact that Valdi's kind of ditching responsibilities on the colony, which is something Ethel wasn't doing, but, you know, it is wholesome. Yeah, did Q die there? It didn't seem like... I kind of... They were caught up in an explosion, but it didn't seem like... You know... I mean, we got a very dramatic corpse for the previous console. Yeah. And especially for a more, again, very clearly non-combative colony, like Colony 30. Like, you'd assume Colony 4 could defend themselves if it came to it. But, yeah, Colony 30 could be in some trouble. I mean, they were already being used basically as blackmail for Valdi, so a little bit scary. We can defend them. Yeah, I mean, with our magic of teleporting by video game logic, but if we were actually on our journey to Sword March, it's not how it'd work. Did a colony for you? Trust and cooperation. Yeah, sometimes being too enthusiastic is a bit intimidating. Route to the grapevine. Simple and direct. Yeah. Complex plans are always really, really fun in theory, and then you realize that in actual execution, I feel a lot of times simple is best. Especially in like the heat up moment of battle or stuff like that, you're only gonna remember so much. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Thanks for the show of confidence.
Okay. So I'm assuming in that case, that makes me think that when you recruit a hero, one person does instantly gain access to the class, and then everyone else kind of slowly does. Incredible healing with one in the party. Your medical needs are all guaranteed. Okay. Without piece of letters. Gather up info on colony. Real quick. I know I talked about wanting to max out everyone's ranks with like their current weapons. Yeah, I know. Inland, it's hard to know. I don't know how important it is to get to rank 10 because I'm concerned about getting... I don't know if when we get the ability to go to rank 20, if it's like a one-size-fits-all, every class can now go to 20. Or if it's like you have to have a certain number of characters at rank 10 for each one. That being said, when we get a new class, I want to put it into use immediately. And Lance is already on one of our healer roles, so let's try it. And if that's the case, what I might do here is we'll let Senna get to 10 on Tactician and then swap her, because obviously Noah's already at 10, but then we can put her on, you know, Flash Fencer, because she's the only one who already inherited it, aside from Noah. And then we'll put Noah on... I really just am not a big fan of this weapon. But we'll see. And I'm still not sure if, like, switching everyone at once is a bad idea, because I don't know how much it affects it. Let's see, shard. Here we go. Pretty sure on these we literally just kind of stand here.
Let me just fix this.
Playline's ribbit. Use its reputation. Okay.
Oh, hey. Here's a goodie.
Come on, don't
Three
fail me
containers.
now.
Let's just loot the colony we just helped. I always think that's funny.
We got new folks on the map.
Oh. That. Where's this other container? It looks like it's on a different floor, actually. Console bashing, flame clock smashing. Yeah. Especially if your commander's just dipping to come with us. That's where we're from. That's actually important. We were surrounded by Agnes. Okay. Interesting. I didn't know that. I never got that impression beforehand. Yeah, I can't imagine just by the nature of how the consoles acted that it was exactly, you know, fun for them to be around. Is there a fast way? That's not what I meant to do. I was about to say, is there a sliding option on the ladder? These are probably new materials. I might... Oh, there's a lot. I haven't really been paying attention to what specific materials we got. I'll come back and grab these later. Aside from just getting some XP, I've already got a pretty big bucket list of things to do, but I'd like to go for a little bit longer. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. Okay. I keep thinking there will be like a, almost like Dark Souls, like you could slide down ladders, jump up ladders, but maybe that's not the case. Can I see on the map? Wrong button. Where? Okay, there's not even a map here. I was about to say where these information actually is. Because this doesn't appear to be a huge colony in terms of size. But I'd prefer not to slowly climb up and down every single ladder if I don't have to. Okay. Already fixed Mecha Friend though. Stopped everyone. Okay.
We got new folks on the map.
If I fall in the water, do I take damage? Oh. I could have just done that this entire time. Go over here. Oh, this is where the other container is. Okay.
What you got for me?
I am admittedly a little bit confused then about where the rest of this information is. Maybe it was on the upper level. Or maybe we can actually go into the... Okay. Back up the ladder we go. This has been an interesting, like, story development, though. I really didn't expect to find an entire other colony on our way here. I'm not sure what I was expecting. It was just completely meeting a new colony. Already, like, freeing them of their flame clock. I remember from seeing, though, that big hero, like, options screen that there was probably going to be a pretty fast rate of finding these heroes, but it just seems like it's moving a little bit quicker than I thought, which isn't a bad thing. Fortune clovers. Isn't that what Uni like to collect? That's pretty custom. Okay. I don't mind quests like this, though. This is obviously like a go explore Colony 30 type thing, because being completely honest, if I didn't have to, I'd probably have just left.
We got new folks on the map.
Here's a rest spot. I want to find that last bit of information before I rest, ideally. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's a shop, too. It's a commissary. We can see what we have. I haven't run into another Nopon merchant recently, actually. Let's see. I haven't really worried about changing out accessories now that I think about it either. That's probably helpful. Attacking topples. We really don't do that super often. Break duration could be helpful. Defense. Aperture. Thank you. Right, recently, even Ven's been collecting fortune clovers. And here I thought Uni had a bit of a unique, I don't know, quirk. But now it's not really seeming like that's the case.
We've got what we needed.
Wonder if they're valuable or if they're... When they first mentioned that that's what Uni liked, I thought they were literally like they're just a random useless collectible that she likes to collect. I guess I could do this too. I haven't done this now. Fish fillet to current meal effects. I don't have current. 36 minutes. I forgot that those wore off pretty fast.
I needed that.
Risky breezy toast. Okay, we should be ordering food at every canteen then that we get the option for. That's important to realize. Looks like these open up side quests. Crazy for collecting fortune levels too. 2? Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, I only thought Uni that we knew of collected them. Only got 4. I thought... Wonder how rare they are. You find 7, they keep death away. Okay. Based on what? Yeah, that's a very tight-on thing to say. They're non-combatants. Yeah, okay. So they are completely non-combatants. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, who knows? I don't know if these quests, like... I've been wondering if these kinds of quests do... I don't know if it matters what orders we look at these. If these types of quests become unavailable after a certain amount of time. So I don't know if it's one of those types of things I need to be doing them as I get them. Yeah. Oh, that's a new outfit for Noah. Yeah. I don't know if it has to do with the container that Vandem showed us way back when. I've been wondering about that. And it also is that it had to be apparently one from each nation. And maybe that's why Mobius was trying to keep everyone separate, you know, spark this war. Isn't her blade just a... I mean, it's a giant hammer. That sounds like a terrible idea. We wouldn't have any tank and we wouldn't have any healer. Yeah. Even the tanks, too, with healers are kind of squishy against certain enemies. Tyan, you do the defender thing. Everyone else crits at his blade. That's really funny, actually. I want to do this this yellow one last, because I think that's main quest, no?
We gotta talk.
She called me through this. Yep. Did you really need to say that? It does seem to be the case, but you didn't need to say that. Oh, Valdi didn't take it offensively, though. Huh. Huh. Well then. Yeah. Best way to protect him? Well, when you're a mechanic, maybe the best way to protect everyone is to be a mechanic. Okay. Big friendly friend. Right then, this is the last one.
We gotta talk.
Colony. Yeah, I've been wondering at what point we go back and help out Colony 9. All of a sudden. I mean, we saw with Colony 4, apparently, like, their flame block and their entire base of operations kind of move in a lot of cases. So maybe that's why they're all of a sudden surrounded. I think it's time-wise. Did us becoming Ouroboros really affect Colony 9, though? Yeah, I wonder. Talk to some random. Yeah, but Colony 9 was one of the colonies I thought that was very, very clearly aggroed on us. Try a different approach. I mean, we could just try and smash the flame clock and then talk to him, you know? We are very much being lax. Like, again, I get that we're not trying to, like, tailor everything. It was kind of bothering her when we considered moving through that different path in the forest on account of her not having much time. But seriously, though, like, the first thing on my mind has always been, we need to hurry so we can help Mio, because Mio doesn't have much longer. Oh, it's a hero quest. I wonder if it really is just the commander theory. A lot of these heroes are, or if not all of them, are just the commanders of different colonies. Anyway, I should probably save here. We're in chapter 3. 12 hours and 17 minutes. Been a decent chunk of time. Alright, return to the Colony 30 Center. Let's take a detour. Let's do this hero quest if, head for the specified location colony. I don't know if I can go to Colony 9 though, that's what I'm confused about. I just like that it shows everyone's, recommend level 22. Although, recommended level 17. You know what? I take it back. Let's do this. The fact that the recommended level is so much higher makes me think that maybe I shouldn't do that right now. We'll maybe try and do those as we get to the level recommended for him, just to make things not potentially overly difficult on myself. I don't know how many side quests there are and hero quests there are. But the fact that there's a hero quest like that makes me wonder if maybe the main story doesn't actually have you go through every single hero. Which is interesting. Okay. Yeah, we do still need to get to Sword March in a timely manner. Plus is a I mean, that's a given. Information you obtain will also change. Okay. So we do need to slowly go back to other colonies. I wonder if there's a faster... There is, okay. I really don't know if there's going to be like a specific... Do this, do this at this point in time type of thing, you know? As far as main quest, side quests, I don't want to miss out on side quests, and I especially don't want to miss out on hero quests. Let's go with our... It's still Colony 4 here, interesting. Let's go with our not ongoing thing. Maybe here and there we will take... Do I really have to be that close? I figured if this was going to be a gun, I could, you know, maybe not stand right next to the targeted enemy. Interesting. This weapon is definitely very, very healer-oriented, isn't it? Oh, tie-in's down. Okay. I haven't played enough healers so far yet to really know, you know, how big the area is / AoE for the heal, if I need to be right next to everyone, because if that's the case, playing healer actually could be kind of difficult, because I need to be very aware of where everyone is, and be like, okay, Uni's kind of low here, do I need to be right next to Uni? Yeah, I actually did want to go straight to that, unironically. I was going to go straight for those side quests until I realized how much higher of the recommended level it was. I mean, we're all level 22, so it might not have been a huge issue. But it seems like it's, you know, especially one of those being like level 24, 25. I'm not gonna run the risk, I think, of going straight for that now. Just seems a bit ill-advised, yeah? This is apparently me being the healer, because I'm clearly not doing a good job of it. You'd think with having Valdi, though, and Senna on healer as well, I could, you know, fudge my way through being a healer a bit, but everyone's getting really low. And then everyone randomly got confused. That's a decent AoE heal, though. Why not chain attack? Honestly. This is the first time in a while we've had it on a non, you know, direct attack. Sorry, non-boss fight. I don't know why I said direct attack. When I'm thinking about one thing, my brain just... I'm not a multitasker type of person, let me tell you. I wonder though, did Ethel have... I don't think we ever used a chain attack with Ethel. So I'm wondering if Ethel had something like how Valdi says, if it's the target is a machine, get this many tactical points. Overkill. I'm assuming overkill probably gives us like extra materials and such. So, yeah, I was gonna say, if there wasn't some benefit to overkilling, it wouldn't let us continue this chain attack. So I'm just gonna do this. I'm curious. Might be something worth looking up to. Again, and I don't feel that falls into like the spoiler type of thing, it's just a game mechanic that has admittedly probably been told to me before through the game, and I just don't remember. I don't need to do healing one, so it's... yeah. The only one missing health really, it looks like, is Noah's missing a chunk and Mio's missing a bit. That reactivation, though, really does seem like it makes people give... yeah, I was gonna say, if you use, like, say, Noah again, he gives a ton of points. Kind of crazy. That was definitely a pretty big... what's an Ouroboros order? In the case of healers too, I'm wondering, again, not only that range of healing, because like here neither of those abilities healed Noah, so I'm obviously not close enough to Noah. Maybe I should just be holding them though until I notice people are low. Whereas with the other characters, I was literally just using seals on CD. Let's go play the flute here and grab this real quick.
Sure. Let's stay on the lookout for more walls to climb, yeah? What do I do again?
Okay.
Interesting.
Have it.
Yeah, it does seem like every type of these containers, except the really small, like trash can looking ones, do take more than one person to open. Oh, that just made a ladder. Interesting. These give affinities for colonies too, so it seems worth it to do it. Man, I really like that song. We hear it a lot, but... And it seems like we hear different pieces of it too, so that you're not listening to the entire thing, which makes sense, but... I just like it. New location discovered, okay. What is that sound? It sounds like something's fighting. Okay.
This is something decent, right?
Up here. Oh, something was fighting up here. You really do run into a lot of the decision battles. And it really does just seem to be a difference of what you get. Let's do one colony for affinity. I really was getting the impression that I needed to be aware of getting knock-on coins whenever we can. Because I don't even think I've seen many opportunities to get them aside from, you know, this, but at the same time, you know. Things like affinity and stuff can't possibly hurt. Because I'm sure it hits a point too where, like, once you've talked to everyone, you've maybe done their side quests and anything else you can do to milk affinity out. There's probably a point where you're just filling out those cards, so even if we're missing out on some knock-on coins here, this could save us from having to do that for, say, Colony 4 in the long run. I am confused as to how this helps Colony 4, but maybe it's just me. Oh, I'm glad you can't get knocked off that cliff. Nice. Alright. Did I pass where I was supposed to go? It's above us. Okay. Guess we run forward and look for...
Maybe some kind of construction core left it behind?
Do I climb on top of it? Oops. Did I just die? Okay, we're good. That's awkward. I was thinking that was like a tightrope type thing. Okay. Just keep climbing. I do like that they give a very clear, like, contrast, like this purple visual effect telling you what you can climb. Because even, it's one of those things that you might think for some people would be super obvious, even if it was like a duller effect. I know I personally probably would be like, where am I supposed to climb? Because I'm dumb. I mean, right there, I obviously got distracted because I was on the level below, I think, when I fought that choice battle. Same thing with the bright red line for getting to your objective. It's just helpful. I mean, you would be surprised at how often I get lost in games without, like, and the answer is something that should be really obvious, but I can't figure it out. Let's do this real quick. Alright, what have we got? Let's go back to doing coins. I mean, if these choice battles are this common, maybe I don't need to worry about putting too much thought into what I do, honestly, but who knows. Yeah, I'm really not feeling much of one for playing whoever's on the healer right now. It is surprisingly, like, it doesn't feel bad to me compared to, like, playing, say, healer in 2. Because the NPCs seem like they can pin things down pretty well. It's more just the fact that I literally don't pay attention because of everything that's on the screen to who I'm standing by. It's like, here we know Mio needs to heal. But not all of my AoE heals seem to be affecting her, which makes me think I'm not close enough to her. And that just... eh. That's it though. Maybe we'll do a few more battles with Lance and switch to Senna. Overall though, I still don't mind just switching characters because I don't mind what character I play. Healer just seems to be the one that I'm least suited to personally. Which is funny because I don't mind playing healer in other games, but... In fact, I mean, like in games like Overwatch, I've always been a tank player, personally. Which is actually, funnily enough, is what I was about to say. I like playing tank because I don't have to worry as much about direction as I do on attackers, or position like I do with healers. I'm just like, here, I hit this, I draw aggro. Nice. I'm a simple man.
That's funny. I'd never noticed that before.
Oh?
Oh, do they not have armus where you're from?
We fought like 50 of them.
Yeah, I meant getting old. Is that what that is?
It's called getting old. This.
That smaller armu over there. It starts little, but grows over time. Becomes like the bigger one.
Until we
All the
murder
creatures
them.
do it, but we never change that much.
Ah,
It's such a basic fact. So why haven't we realized it before?
It's just something that never maybe popped in their minds. It's really easy to overlook things like that in life when it's not relevant to you, you know? Are they really able to just keep track of us like this permanently?
Realization leads to hope, which in due time turns to despair.
Okay.
The significance of the stasis is driven ever deeper within.
A moment in time. A sublime experience.
Have we seen this guy with the mask before? I thought in all the other Mobius meetings we've just seen the ones with the very bright red, like, mecha-looking armor.
So much freaking work.
Why does it feel like these guys censor, like, frickin',
They all learn sooner
but
or later.
our heroes, especially Uni,
They
would
learn
just
how
curse?
priceless it was.
This makes me laugh.
Irreplaceable.
Oh.
The eclipse grows.
This guy's face doesn't make me think old age, it just makes me think what's wrong with their face. Like blue cracks, not wrinkles, yeah. It's really cool that they do like this. I actually think that's super cool, like almost like a old-timey villainous movie theater aspect. That's super cool. I also think in terms of like telling people's age, it's got to be something with how those are colored in.
must be good friends.
Not that
It's funny.
I still
Just
understand,
looking at
but
these guys. It puts your mind at ease. Is it an effect of becoming Ouroboros?
maybe.
Good question. Still, I think I could get used to this.
Yeah. Me too.
I still really don't know why, but I just... It's not a joke. I really like Mio, and I can't explain why, because I was genuinely not particularly... Where is that supply drop? It looks like it's in the ground. But did it just disappear? I was not particularly attached to Nia in 2. I didn't mind the character by any means. But like, I think I've mentioned this before, my favorite characters... I started playing the game because of Mithra. For obvious reasons. But my favorite characters aside from Mithra, I did like Pyre and Mithra, but the two characters I've named a lot I know were actually Morag and Zeke. But my favorite 3 were probably Mithra, Pyre, Morag, Zeke. I guess it's 4. But I would say in this game so far, it's probably Mio. If I had to pick a top 3 of the main cast, it would be Mio, Uni, and Noah. And I really like Ethel. But we'll see. There's obviously way more heroes to meet. Including, based on what they've said, it makes me think that we're going to be, you know, recruiting the commander of Colony 9 as a hero. I didn't think we were aggroing everything here. Uh-oh. We may have just run in and aggroed a ton of things on accident. That's awkward. Which might... Oh, they're attacking me. We may have just killed ourselves. I think we've aggroed a lot of enemies, actually. Oh my gosh, ow. Yeah, based on the number of lines, we just aggroed a lot of things. Yeah, let's, get out of that, please. Come on. I'm gonna interlink just to hopefully not... What? I was gonna say, I'm gonna interlink here just to not die, hopefully. I was walking through those enemies casually because it didn't seem like they were aggroing. Like, as in they were friendly, and then all of a sudden everything decided it wanted to fight me. I've also been wondering, is it if I'm like casually targeting an enemy, even just like not literally attacking or have my weapons out, does it... Like, are certain enemies... Obviously, certain enemies are aggroable and some aren't. What I'm confused on is... If you start a fight, does it aggro every aggroable enemy in range or something like that? Oh, we are in trouble, let me tell you. Just... Luckily, we're a healer, so maybe we can... Ow. Take control. Oh, nope, that's not good. Oh boy. We're also under-leveled for this area, actually, from the looks of things. We're super dead, aren't we? I mean, these two are alive, but... Uh-oh. That's not good. Yeah, I was gonna say they're an attacker and defender. Wow, that's not good. I didn't think I was aggroing anything. I thought I was peacefully walking through, and then all of a sudden it was like, nope. Everyone's attacking, you know. Oh, we can do this again. Yeah, seriously, if these are fresh, I'm not sure I need to worry about knock-on coins or affinity. I might just do... Never mind. If... Okay, maybe they do refresh, but you can only get the rewards once. Never mind then. Maybe focus on knock-on coins. Because affinity, from the looks of things with those cards, you can just do over and over and eventually get everything. Whereas... Again, I haven't seen another method to get knock-on coins. I mean, we're level 22, 20. I am incredibly confused as to what will actually aggro here. Because seriously, I thought I could walk by these armor and we'd be fine. Yeah. Maybe it's because we aggroed something else next to the armor.
Is that rare? I want to see.
Sweet, let's poke around.
Maybe we just avoid conflict, eh? This might be one of the areas I grind in off stream for a bit, but...
It just popped out of the ground and then...
I really don't know how long I'm gonna go. This exclamation point makes me think they will attack me. Oh, I was gonna play... You know, we'll just go ahead and start playing Senna for a bit. Senna's on my least favorite weapon. I think I've mentioned this before, it just... Like, the first time I tried this weapon, it felt like no matter when I hit arts, for some reason I was like, oh, it just always gives me the circle. But then the second time I tried it, I was like, I'm never getting the circle. And I can see that there's very clear ticks on the weapon because of the damage numbers. But I legitimately, with this weapon, just cannot pin down when you're supposed to cancel into an art. And that's just really what I don't like about it. I think design-wise, it's really cool. But I want to be always canceling into an art, and I genuinely can't tell. There we go. Well, there's a level up that solves the level problem. Sorry about it. Yeah, we'll use this for at least a few battles, but seriously though, I just don't know what to make up in terms of like gameplay-wise, how to use this weapon correctly. That is actually a really pretty looking tree. Huh.
Did you find something?
No. Just brings me back a bit.
Okay.
It reminded me of someone.
Oh yeah?
What is this?
A Sophronia.
I know that, but
oh, that's the one. This is the Superior, I think, that passed in battle that we saw from one of Tyon's old flashbacks.
Why give this to me?
It's a treasure of mine. I'd like to go back someday.
I wonder if we're gonna get a hero that has that aesthetic with like the
It's a dream
crystallization.
I have.
She never got the chance to. That's
Not
sad.
that I have all that much time to spare. But soon.
That makes me think that when she did sacrifice herself for Tyon, she was very close to, you know.
She was the one who taught me strategy. who taught me how to fight using the Mondo.
That's what they're called, okay. To me, they just look like origami. I don't know if that's actually what they are, but it reminds me of like Shiki Taisho from Genshin.
But why? Why did she show me that picture?
Sharing memories with other people
She
is
wants to share it with you. The memory.
part of what lets us build connections with people.
You know, it's not unheard of.
Huh?
I do like that Taion shows so much character development, though. He's obviously the one of the 6, I think, that had the most trouble lowering his walls around the others. And obviously there's reasons for that, but I think him slowly beginning to drop those barriers and walls is really good character development, actually. Like, that's just good game writing, in my opinion. Ooh, more Mobius stuff. I'm assuming.
These soldiers.
Oh, no, this is...
Taion.
Huh.
These are your targets, sir.
I've been wondering when we'll be seeing more of Agnes's side of things.
Yeah, you'll handle it, right?
And it's
a very short
because they're
console.
consorting with enemy soldiers. If that's so, shouldn't we question them first?
You're a
And Taion, if memory serves, is also not from the same colony as
do it the K way.
Senna and... Oh. Senna and Mio. Oh. We're back to this now, are we?
Forget it.
Oh.
There's just no zest. This time, I'm gonna take a different angle.
Just no zest.
Console?
Let's do this, Izzard.
Well then. That is concerning.
Go on, spill it for me. Give me all your feelings deep inside.
Oh my gosh. Am I throwing a temper tantrum now? Why are you shining? We really are moving from like one colony to the next though. Very, very fast, aren't we? Interesting.
Topographical info updated.
Sophronia tree. Southwest. See, I'm really afraid if we... Let's try and do those side quests. If they end up being too difficult for our level, we'll worry about it later then. Clash trigger. Oh, I completely forgot about this quest. Oh well. So we just want to click. Oh, wrong button. Right, this. What level was that hero quest again? This is 24 and... Oh my gosh. I cannot stop hitting the wrong button, I swear. But now that we've gotten this landmark here, a good teleport point, I'm feeling good. I also need to go find a spot where we can see if we have any resting XP. The hero quest was... Oh, the hero quest was the next lowest level. I'm an idiot. Let's just do this then. Right for the specified location calling out. One day I'll figure it out, I promise. So what is the... Okay. This might be the closest here. We can check our resting XP here, I think, as well. Because if we have enough resting XP to get a couple levels, then I don't need to worry about this at all. I don't mind it, like I keep saying, I don't mind a challenge, but I would rather be not, you know, painfully trying to go through all this stuff rather than... Hey. This container with this... I wonder if all this information that we then reflect on at a camp or, you know, whatnot will give us a side quest. If that's the case, we have a lot of side quests now, don't we? Oh, yeah. Case in point. Although when we had the 4 in Colony 30 there, I guess one of them didn't just give us XP, but the other 3 did. On high alert. Yeah, they're probably looking for us, given that we're technically traders and we're about to bring some friends from, you know, the opposite side of the war in.
Always nice to have more friends.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah,
Let's,
you can't always give 100%.
Craft gems. I haven't even worried about crafting gems in this hot second, too. Jeez. Let's clean clothes.
Personal hygiene is every
I did look
soldier's
this up, actually. It's apparently literally just visual, at least from the page I looked up. Anyway, gathered information. Oh yeah, these aren't quests.
And today's story is...
Agnes and Kevin's patrols are on there. Oh, that's probably because our threat level's going up. Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. That's gotta be super concerning. That's what's freeing them from their control. For us, yeah. Maybe not for Mobius, but yeah. Yeah. Okay. I was like, don't get me wrong, I love the extra content, but if every single one of those, or even like 3/4 of them like they were in 30, were extra quests, it'd be terrifying. That's what we say, but that's exactly what Ethel went to do. Which is why I think we might have to either fight her again or go help her. Okay. Did fog quest, nobody has a duty. Oh. That is a potential backlash, but again, if we free everyone, then... You know, what are you gonna do? Not give anybody any supply drops? Interesting, okay. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'm curious though, how much do we have? That's a decent chunk. Level up all to 2 levels, that's respectable. That kind of solves the issue I was worried about. Not bad at all.
I definitely feel stronger. Ah!
Nice, nice. Alright, craft gems. Crafters coins, okay. So we use those gold coins for. I had been wondering too, because silver coins I was seeing you could use for leveling, for doing those turning quests for affinity. Gold coins I did remember were for this. We don't have much of the materials to do a whole lot of these now, do we? Any ones that we can do with materials, we should obviously probably do with materials over coins. I don't know how much overlap there is with some of these. I guess I could be, I mean, I'm really not worried about... Eventually, I'm just gonna craft any ones I can see willy-nilly. Gemstones. We should probably make sure that we've done at least the basic level of any one we can, though. Because the others appear to be, like, upgrades of those, obviously. Axe crest, bunny meat, okay.
It's finished.
But as far as, like, prioritizing them, I don't know if it actually matters. Like, obviously, for example, attack would be nice. But I don't know how far I'm gonna go out of my way to get all these materials, so I might just go, okay, I can craft this, perfect.
It's finished.
You know, like I can craft, like I can craft. Not worry about it. Craft a few here and there.
Enough for today.
The gemstones are one of those systems that I'm sure I will probably end up underutilizing on this playthrough, but it doesn't bother me a whole lot. We still have 20 minutes left on that. I feel like we've been playing for a lot less. I think those only tick down in combat though, if memory serves, so that's probably part of it.
Can't forget our progress update.
Alright.
Let's be off.
Do I survive this drop? If I drop into water, I'm probably fine. Yeah, here we go. Level 19 enemies, huh? It's interesting that this area, because I do remember these wolves right here are actually, I think, what first killed me in that initial sequence. So, oh no, they are level 5. Okay. Interesting. I mean, there's probably not even a point to fighting these things, so let's just go. I'm excited to see what the next hero is, though. Not that we've had, you know, Valdi for long, but I'm curious.
Noah!
But seriously though, did we ever meet the commander of Colony 9 when we were there?
Well coordinated, but ineffective.
Yeah, I don't recall this person. I'm assuming this is... yeah.
Oh no!
Fuck's sake!
Zeon. Okay. Well, whoever it is, they're clearly way stronger than us.
You lose yourself to emotion. Some special forces you are.
Thanks.
Like a trap. What a joke!
You consider me the joke, do you? Really now?
Hey, isn't he?
Yeah. He's our friend. From Colony 9.
That's where you're wrong. You're traitors. You're no friends of mine.
The problem is, the more like antagonistic the colony is, the harder it's probably going to be to get in and destroy the flame clock. I remember the tall guy.
Mimi.
Because he was like the one that introduced us to finding materials for others, I think.
Arrest the turncoats!
So we have to fight.
Well, we figured this was probably going to be the case. I mean, it's what I thought was going to be the case with, you know, everything else. Once again, though, I don't know if we're supposed to be facing the, focusing the leader or taking out the side ones. Because it's hard to tell if there's actually a big difference. What is that? Because like in that previous fight when I'd first thought about it, it seemed like defeating those extra machines took longer. It was actually when we were fighting Valdi. Whereas here I actually also can't tell. Seriously though, I feel like I'm not doing a good job of healing, but then I think back and honestly a good number of our, when we're playing tank or attack or two, decent number of people, including whoever I'm playing, will sometimes just drop. So, who knows? I mean, I won't pretend to know what I'm doing though. Because I still don't. Okay, but seriously though, canceling to get that little circle, the cancel effect, it literally to me feels like RNG on this weapon. Alright, let's use the chain attack on the commander. Alright, then what have we got? Sure. Nice, okay. I'm just gonna overkill anytime I can. I could probably just end like these chain attacks early, but based on the amount of damage that first hit did, yeah. You know, honestly, I'm not even paying that much attention to who I use in these chain attacks. Like, with the hero added, it feels like you can pretty much always get all three down. See, just ether defense, just do an attack. Yeah, like the attackers just do so much damage. It's crazy. Honestly, though, I really can't tell if having a healer or, you know, whatever class you're, mostly I'm just thinking tank or support, especially with for your hero, if that makes up not having the 222. That's something I might experiment on later, but I think that might just be what I do, is still run 222, and then whatever my healer is whatever we have in a bit excess. Because with 3 healers on the field, it still feels like we're sometimes not having enough healing. Whether I'm in control of one or not, you know? Did I not use that chain attack on the leader? Oh. Well, either way, I'm sure things will be fine. One thing that has been confusing to me though, is seriously though, it feels like when I'm not in control of Lance or Senna, they don't go into their interlink a whole lot. And it seems like Noah and Mio do it the most when you're not in control of them. Though again, there's a very high possibility I'm just trying to find patterns and things that there are none. There we go though, nice. What better way to convince them we're not turncoats and enemies by beating them up?
Commander, please respond.
What's wrong?
Enemy attack! Agnian forces!
Oh, okay.
Wonder what's going on.
Well, what do you think? An Agnian attack?
Commander? Yes.
Although, to be fair, we maybe didn't hear that. If it's in, like, an earpiece.
I'm thinking.
Hey, what did you just say? Zeon's the commander now.
Oh, okay, so Zeon wasn't the commander. Again, who was the commander before? I didn't think we met him.
Does that mean the old one? There was a change of command. Someone had to take the fall for the traitors.
Oh.
They even dropped our colony rank.
I'm sorry? It wasn't really a choice,
We've been so
but
pressed for
sorry.
food we had to venture out this far. All because of you.
Wow. Crap.
It's not like we didn't even have the choice to become Ouroboros too. Like,
We'll take care of things here.
I can't allow that.
Just get going already.
and it didn't seem like we were a particularly high-ranking colony to begin with.
The Agnian battalion. They're using terrain to cover their approach, am I right?
How do you know that?
I'm well aware that you don't trust me. I'm just speaking aloud here. We'll intercept the enemy troops, engage them while they're still advancing. They won't get their hands on the
So now
colony.
we're just gonna attack Mio, Senna, and Tyon's
You
friends.
retreat and shore up your defenses.
Perfect.
What are you really after here? Why is it you're fighting?
We're both in very different positions now, but that doesn't have to mean everything's changed between us.
Seriously,
Oh, well done. A voice of reason. Come off it.
Shut up, Vox.
Wait.
Seriously, did we ever meet Zeon before?
Change of plans.
It's been a
We're bringing
while.
them back to the colony.
What? Why?
You're handing them into the console.
There is a
No.
console there, okay.
I'm integrating them into our force as
Oh.
the vanguard.
We're fighting with them. Mwamba died because of them.
No, Mama died. Well, with it.
We're up
It wasn't
against a
because of
whole
us, okay?
battalion. Hardly the time for us to be picky. It's also possible that Ouroboros have instigated this attack themselves.
Oh.
Ugh, you can't be serious.
You know exactly how.
I mean, as far as
serious
we
I
know,
am.
Ouroboros is literally just the 6 of us. Like,
Fire and sparks.
Hold up. Let's do as he says.
really makes you wonder, like, the terrifying possibility, though. What if, like, 2 entire colonies became neutral?
Why should we?
And we, like, say we freed these guys, then we started freeing people from the Agnian side. And we just introduced them to each other. I know it probably didn't go well, because they've been fighting a war for a while. But if both sides were then freed from the war, what if we just made 2 entire colonies integrate into a bunch of Ouroboros? If it was possible. Which it probably isn't, but seriously.
Better able to help protect.
Because that was
all
part of the whole
nine if
deal,
we're part
wasn't
of
it? Was
the
like
plan.
a member from each side coming together.
Plans?
If you say so.
You have good friends.
One day I'm gonna crack that thick bonce of yours and really
Oh
see
my
what makes you
gosh.
tick.
We're trying to make peace here and lands out here threatening people.
You lot head back and update Kite on the situation.
But it is fair though. If they were already not in a high-ranking colony and now they're getting even fewer resources because of their betrayal and Momba died and they're not with us,
As you say.
you know, it's fair to be upset. Their entire quality of life dropped for, as far as they're concerned, us probably betraying them. And we don't know the extent of what the consuls told them.
You said not everything's changed between us.
Yeah?
Your words no longer have merit. So
Okay.
let's judge where your allegiance lies by way of your actions.
I understand. We won't let you down.
Okay. There we go. Okay, Zeon is the hero. I figured, but good to know. He said level 30 and what? Can we teleport anywhere closer? Oh, perfect. Never mind. Oh my gosh. Where are we now? Wait. Wait, actually though, where are we now? Oh, right here. Can I actually not skip travel anywhere? Okay, that's at least closer. I was gonna say, if there's gonna be... This quest said it was like level 22. It's weird going back to old areas like this. There's random level 5 enemies still. I did see those level 30s though and got nervous because... I mean, like that quest, you have to be... The main story quest we decided to go with immediately said it was level 17s. And then we immediately ran into like 20 pluses, you know? So... I guess you can't always account for literally every enemy you're going to run into, but still. I'm sure I think that one we did at the very start. And if you can only get the rewards from once, there's no point in doing them again. I don't know why it doesn't despawn them, though, if you don't even get XP or anything based on what it was saying. Maybe you get the drops from or something. Okay, I don't remember...
How's the supervising going, Mr. Commander, sir? 5 by 5?
Yes, thank you. Now zip your mouth and let's move.
Okay. Interesting that the flame clock symbol shows up again. I wonder if we can even buy things from the commissary. Or if it'd be any different from what it was here, because they said information and such changes. And that you need to revisit colonies, which is something I'll try to keep in mind, but I feel like it's probably not something I'll be doing enough. So I don't know at what point that information going back to old colonies will change.
I'm impressed. You didn't run away this time.
Well, last time we had people from both sides trying to kill us.
I'll explain what comes next. The rest of you are dismissed.
Okay.
Stay cool, Kite. I'm always cool.
Uh-huh.
Tell us about...
Right now, they're assembling their forces on Everblight Plain.
Okay.
They've stopped concealing themselves, which feels like cause for concern enough.
They're confident they have the numbers for a full assault then? Or perhaps it's a feint?
I don't think it's faint.
Bunch of dolts who like pretending they have a plan.
Don't think it's that either. They're probably
I'm not in the
confident.
mood for jokes right now.
Hey, we need a little levity sometimes. With enough food, we can draw this out. Give the word and we can even launch a raid.
Weren't we just talking about how we don't have enough food, though?
I told you that's not going to happen. It would cost us too many lives.
What then? Our troops are hungry, anxious, and quite frankly, more pissed off by the hour. You leave things like this, and we're going to fall apart by ourselves.
Yeah. This is what part of, not literally the reason, but why I don't like being the leader of anything.
Reason for fighting you.
What?
In plain language, please.
If we smashed your flame clock, it would alter the equation.
Yeah, maybe.
You smashed it.
What? Well, now I
Or
know
did you
you're
really
all
think they were gonna
jokers.
listen?
Kite, biggest joker of all.
Oh.
That's why Kite always runner-up in life. No one can take serious with hopeless second-best attitude.
Oh my gosh.
Shut it, Riku. You really know how to hit a man when
Yeah,
he's
that
down,
was
don't you?
harsh. It was funny, but it was harsh.
Anyhow, how'd you worm your way back into Zeon's favor?
No worming performed.
We don't need you here. I've had enough of seeing my friends die, betray me. I can't deal with this dirt anymore.
We feel just the same. Which is why we want to do as much as we possibly can to help. That's why we came back.
Yeah. You're not fooling anybody.
You need not believe them, but they will prove to be an asset.
Huh.
Yeah.
So that's it. You're siding with
I
them
don't know if
in
I'd call it siding with us given the way they treated us, but
You choose
yeah.
Noah over your own lieutenant. Again.
I always pronounced it lieutenant. I wonder if it's like a dialect type thing.
That's not what I'm saying.
Don't you realize how hard I'm trying here? Spark this.
I don't understand when they say things like spark this and then immediately let other characters curse.
I didn't mean to complicate matters.
It's pretty funny though.
On the contrary, was this not your intent? I would have thought you'd be gloating by now.
We can gloat if it makes you feel better.
Oh my gosh.
But you can't just judge someone in the heat of the moment.
It's not really in the heat of the moment, I'd say, though, so much as the results of what happened.
Whatever you might think, suspicion will be cast upon you. That is all I can say.
Suspicious or not, isn't it about time you tell us this plan of yours? You said we'd prove to be an asset.
And we're also, you know, roaming around with 3 Agnians. That's not helping anything.
Continue. Though we have a geographical advantage, our provisions and numbers are limited. That's what the enemy will be banking on.
Battle of attrition.
And that's where you
Always the most riveting,
as the vanguard.
you know, battles.
Our sudden appearance will put a spanner in their works, and that'll give you the edge you need, right?
Seeing Keves and Agnes Bods fighting together and tearing up their front line's gonna throw them off their game for sure.
Yeah.
So we've got to fight independently then. Better than being on a leash, I suppose.
You seem to misunderstand. I'm not cutting you loose.
Oh, okay.
You are still being regarded as traitors. Keep in mind that I shall be supervising your every action personally.
I mean, what's he gonna do if we try to run away? Stop us?
Sir, yes, sir, Commander, sir.
Lance is... I mean, I understand why, but Lance is so angry with this dude.
You have to.
Let it go, guys.
I'll send details of the operation to your iris. The plan will commence at once.
We're on it.
Alright then. Reply plane. I don't know how far away that is. It's up there. Can I... okay, we can at least go there. I understand that we haven't, like, quote-unquote fully liberated, you know, smashed the flame clock and whatnot for this area. But not being able to fast travel anywhere over here is kind of annoying. It's one of those things that, like, contextually makes sense, but it's so annoying. On the plus side, though, doesn't seem that we need to worry about aggroing any enemies here because everything really does seem to be beginning game level.
Gotta show Zeon what we're made of.
Which just makes these... It does expedite things a little bit.
Things from former Special Forces Lance.
Do you think we found this?
I am assuming this ends with us smashing the flame clock, but seriously though. Curious, do we just fight more Agni too? And again, do we just get like halfway through the story and that's when we start freeing the other side? As we... This would be the third, you know, colony on this side of the war on Keves' side that we free.
Just feeling wistful.
You know, but none on the other side yet.
This is where we went looking for fortune clovers, isn't it?
Oh yeah. You really made a big deal out of that.
Did not. Just wanted to wish upon one.
Wonder what you would have wished for.
All the others laughed in my face. Said I'd never find one here.
Did you?
Everyone but you guys and Zeon.
Did we meet Zeon? I'm sure we did, I just don't remember Zeon before.
You must remember. You're not the kind of guy who makes fun of people when they're trying their hardest. You help people in need.
Listen, I know you've been through all sorts of crap, but you don't know the whole story.
Oh, I'm sure. There is no such thing as a traitor who rebels without...
Even if it's just something simple as like fear, wanting to run away, there's always a reason.
Be it Kevis or Agnes.
Yeah, that Zeon seems to be pretty reasonable.
You've sent many of my comrades off. No.
Yeah, wasn't Noah the only officer in this colony too? What happened to that?
Time and time again, you saved the dead. Help survivors. Even me. I know you do not make light of people's lives.
Yeah.
So you understand?
I do. But I can never be the friend to you that I once was.
You don't give a Setri, do you?
It's a Setri. Also wondering if this guy is... I don't think Zeon is a healer, obviously. I'm just wondering, do they give us a defender here? And like the first 3 heroes we have access to are attacker in Ethel, healer in Valdi, and then defender in Zeon? Or is it...
I wasn't talking to you, Lance.
They just give us another attacker? Because it looked like a sword and shield, no?
Excuse me?
Maybe we can't go back to the old days. But we can build something new.
No, things don't ever have to be exactly as they were.
Leave your platitudes for after. The battlefield awaits.
You kind of tell too that being in command, even without me remembering this character before, is probably taking a toll on Zeon.
Time to move. Stay sharp.
Well, let's get going. I don't even know if it's worth it at this point to fight these low-level lucky enemies. I mean, aside from potential free resources, like...
Is that?
If you find anything out of the ordinary, I'll issue the order.
Right.
I do want to take some time off stream to maybe level up affinity, because it was saying that one of those effects was to increase sprint speed, and seriously, sometimes just walking everywhere in this game is killing me a bit inside. It's part of any game, but...
There's a lot of them. This will be a battle of attrition. We can use the terrain for defensive advantage. First, we need to hurt their morale.
Okay.
Before that, we need to talk. I'll remain here and fight for as long as I stand. That's also part of the plan.
What, are we just going out there and just messing stuff up by ourselves?
I won't have time to be looking out for possible deserters.
Hold on. Are you telling us to find a chance to escape?
Oh, okay. Is this not where we free Colony 9 then?
But this battle should be of little importance to you.
Sparks shake, Zeon. Just how rotten do you think we are?
Well, I don't think he's... Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he's maybe trying to...
on our own terms.
Okay.
We'll be seeing this through.
Well, I was maybe reading into that as him being like,
owe a debt to
we're probably not gonna win, save yourselves even,
Maybe
but...
But not anymore.
Just shut it, you. How hard is it for you to accept someone just wants to do a good deed? Hey? Get a clue.
Lance!
How often does he need telling not to abandon himself to his feelings?
Oh, a lot.
Have you given in?
A lot.
Still, might as well strike while the iron's
Yeah,
hot.
seriously, he has a sword and a shield that could be attacker or defender. I think maybe heavy weapons are more indicative of a defender, but... Which, you know, a sword and shield is not necessarily a heavy weapon. But then you realize that Lance has... Not Lance, sorry, Senna has like the biggest weapon of the base crew, and he's an attacker, so... I have no idea. 15? He is a defender, okay. Well, that's instantly that question answered. I'm actually gonna switch to, an attacker. In all honesty, until I get some more use to, like, off-stream. And even that, I don't know if I'll really favor being a healer. Probably what I do the least. At least these Agnes soldiers seem to be falling pretty fast. Because if they had a ton of health, this would be a really long fight. Ow. Not getting the cancel quite right. I thought it was after every 2 strikes on this weapon. Oh my gosh, there's so much on the screen. Oh, I turned on auto battle, that's why. I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Which I don't think we need chain attack unless there's like a big enemy at the end. I don't think I'll be auto battling on stream. I might do it for my grinding, but all those do disappear after a amount of time. Gosh dang it. Yeah, I didn't even know auto battle was a thing. I was sitting there, I was like, I swear I'm canceling these into arts at the right time, but nothing's happening.
What the spark are Ouroboros doing here? I did not sign up for this. Want us to run him down?
We aren't here to kill each other. Pull back now, and we won't pursue you.
Especially if Colony 9's surrounded right now, they probably don't want to be.
Because you'll be dead.
Oh. Yeah, I was gonna say, they did bring all these big Levnis with them. Why aren't they fighting?
Always keep your ace in reserve. That's how the game's played.
Okay.
Don't falter. We have Kite and the others holding the fort.
Yeah, and we'll hold the line here. Whatever it takes.
Okay. Nothing to it but to do it, I suppose. Okay, honestly, I was just thinking to myself, maybe I should try and get to the side for this side crit rate up. It's just... Even if I took, like, I think you can take the damage numbers off the screen, which I actually think is kind of interesting, to be completely honest. There's just too much on the screen. You still have that handy little arrow right above the right side HUD that tells you what side you're on an enemy, but seriously, it's so much to keep track of. There we go. Was that really their ace with all those really big things in the back, though?
I'm done.
Great. You can go now.
Squad leader's been hit. Pull back.
I wonder if this squad leader, though, is eventually here. It's just one of those little things that the more and more I think, maybe it's the case.
I told you. I don't want needless slaughter.
Yeah.
You're soft, rookie commander.
Maybe.
Tell you something. You don't win wars while keeping your hands clean. You're gonna learn that the hard way.
Oh, I'm sure Zeon's not in any delusion about that, but still.
You'll see.
Wait, did he just die? Well, he's not gonna be a hero eventually on the... Oh my gosh.
Don't let it get to you.
It's part of
I
war.
wouldn't normally, but in this instance, I'm afraid he struck a chord. I believe I said something similar to you in the past. We were sparring with training swords.
You won in the end.
I did, because you always held back.
That's not true.
You hated the very idea of fighting. That's how it seemed to me.
That was
Back
true,
then,
actually.
I thought you'd never survive with that lofty ideal. I was blind. If we don't stand for something greater, strife and conflict will grow ever fiercer.
Yeah. It's the fire that burns away at everything until nothing's left.
We would end up fighting not for the flame clock, but for our own bloodlust. That is who we are. It was never going to be easy.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out what's right myself. But there's something I want to change. And to do that, I have to change myself.
I wonder though.
Kite and the others pulled through okay? It seems we've
Seriously, are we
averted
destroying the
disaster
flame clock here, or are
for
we...
now.
I would assume there'd be a confrontation with the console if they're here.
Not quite. There's still unfinished business. Zeon, I want you to understand the things we've seen. The truth about the flame clocks.
Okay.
Just let us explain. After that, we'll let you have the final say.
I mean, if this is a hero quest, I'm assuming at the very least Zeon joins us,
Also
but that
saves us an awkward silence
really
on the
makes
way
me think
back.
we destroyed the flame clock.
But don't get your hopes up.
That's fine. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll round up everyone in the square. But first, to Colony 9.
Okay. It'd be nice if it saves us the trouble of having to walk back, but yeah. Maybe I can teleport though. That would be... You know what, that saves me like 10 seconds of walking, but... Oh, that makes me sad. Oh well. I don't know if doing that little dive actually makes us swim any faster. Looks nice though.
Mio's ears are quite striking. Do they really grow from her head?
I like Mio's ears too.
She must be very weary of me.
Hmm. I remember way back when, I think it was Wormy asking or making a joke about like, oh, are you a furry? No, I just like the look of ears on character sets. That's all it was for my model. I was just like, I thought it'd look nice. Oh, I was gonna say, should we buy... I wanted to make sure there was no... Is there a recipe I can get here? That's fine. I only had 7 minutes left on the toasty.
I feel reborn.
Okay, yeah, it was. So anytime we're at a canteen, we should probably order food, even if we have another recipe active.
Okay, let's go.
Just for the sake of seeing if we can't get that recipe for our good old chef. How do I get down there again? Oh, we have to cross through the... Okay. We have to cross through the actual ship, I think. How do I... Wait a second. I'm lost. Man, I'm not afraid to admit it. Maybe I just go around this way. Yeah, there it is. I was gonna say, it's almost like the game's the red line here gets stuck sometimes. And it's like, I don't know where you're at either. It's kind of funny. Oh. Oh, that pulled me into the cutscene from pretty far, actually. Who's this? Oh. That's not good.
Our heroes return. Good work, Zeon.
Where have you been?
Just watching from the sidelines. And I must say, it was quite a spectacle.
So nice how helpful the consoles seem to be. They're very clearly, you know, they care for the... Well, I guess the first console with Ethel's colony technically followed alongside him. But it's just, they just...
Your drill skirmish was one thing. It almost put me to sleep. But this here...
I think they'd help.
Well, I'd say the colony is due a promotion.
Suits their narrative, at least, of trying to be
I
there.
recall no droll skirmish.
The one where these maggots surfaced.
Oh.
Loads of little worms plotting together with Agnes.
then deserting their duty like the cowards they are. Truly disgusting. A disgrace to the colony. And that goes for the ones who've croaked for nothing, too. Even calling that droll is a disservice to the word.
Croaked for nothing?
I know you see us as enemies.
Yeah, they're doing a really great job of making sure that their quote-unquote allies here in Colony 9 don't like them.
Back then. How dare you!
Silence, maggots! You must still be tired from fighting.
They're actually just making our job easier. Perfect.
You will give me great pleasure as I crush you.
Oh, nice. I think my favorite aesthetic for weapons is sword, dual swords. But I actually don't mind the design of the sword and shield here.
The words of an idle man who orders others around.
Which is funny in games like, because in games like Souls, I think I've mentioned I use heavy weapons a whole lot. Great swords and the like. But aesthetic-wise, anyway. Hmm. Oh, that's actually kind of a creative attack.
Go, Noah!
Ooh.
Well, stupid maggot. Where did he?
Don't you realize? The maggot that feasts on our dead. That would be you.
Nice. Okay, we do destroy the flame clock here. Seriously though, I was thinking that had to be the case, but then I kept doubting myself, so that's good. Kevin's warning level up.
Madness.
Again, I somehow doubt that we free a full 30 colonies. I'm sure some have been wiped out and whatnot, but I really do wonder what all that is. And did they relay all this information as we were walking back to everyone else, not just talking about it to, you know, Zeon? It's nice to see all our oldest allies siding with us once again.
Prepare yourself. Console B.
It's B, okay. I don't think that was actually mentioned prior to this, was it?
He's good for nothing, imbecile.
Not that the singular letter, I think, makes a huge difference. Oh!
All defectors must be eradicated.
Interesting. Wasn't expecting that, actually. I knew they had that ability, but, you know, just for some reason we didn't fight one in Colony 30, so I was like, ah, maybe not, you know?
You won't have your way.
It's weird that they have this random die. It's hard to cancel the attacks when I'm randomly getting knocked back a bit, you know? I wonder if the Interlink would have that issue. He's taking a lot of damage. That's kind of what I was mentioning, though, is it feels like against some of the tougher enemies, regardless of whether I'm healer and doing a bad job, or an NPC is healer, it gets a little bit scary. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, those last two attacks, though, I was trying to cancel into this, but I was getting knocked back. Am I able to just keep using this? That's very reminiscent of the Driver Arts combo used to be able to do with Mithra, and I think Pyre could do it as well, where you could just cancel it into the spinning blade. It's actually always really funny to me. We are not doing very much damage here, though. Maybe the chain attack will fix that. It's just crazy, like, the difference in how much damage you do / don't do on, you know, when you're using regular attacks. Sorry, when you're fighting regular enemies versus when you're fighting bosses, where it's like, yeah, none of the regular enemies actually have that much. Why can't I use any of the healers? But it's like, yeah, I'm not actually taking that much damage. And I'm not, well, unless you're fighting a bunch of enemies, and I'm not but I deal enough damage that those fights go by really quick that you'd never even get chain attack. And then you get these semi-boss fights where it's like, yeah, I have to chain attack like 2 or 3 times. Just kind of funny. What is this? Increases defender aggro, applies armor veil. Why not? I have no idea what armor veil is, but, you know. I still really do wonder what causes the, you know, tactical point gain to be higher, so much higher than what it is. What it initially states. I'm sure there's some system for it. Obviously, you see the numbers going up. I just don't know what it is. I was admittedly hoping for a bit of healing here, but yeah, maybe we just reduce aggro too. Could be helpful. I don't know why we couldn't even use Senna and Lance during these combos though. Because what I'd been doing in our previous chain attacks was taking at least a little bit of time, you know, to use the AoE heals to get a little bit of free healing during these chain attacks. Yep, that's interesting. Oh. I thought I'd already been through. Oh. 97? Oh, nope, 120. See, like, I don't get it. It said 97 there, and all of a sudden it was like, nope, 121. We really didn't do that much damage with that. We did 80k. Apparently this thing just, never mind, this thing just has a ton of health. I was about to say, I was like, that didn't do much damage to the health bar. Well, we'll probably be here for a bit. Oh, Taya went down. With how long this fight's looking to take, I really hope we don't fail. Uni went down right as they went to do their combine. That's annoying. This might unironically be an instance where it's a good idea to switch after we get out of this to try and interlink. Well, actually, no, isn't cooldown shared? Oh, no, it is. Okay. I would say interlink here and then use their healing. I say as everyone goes to full health. I really do like just the simplicity, though, of I'm going to play this character for a little bit, you know? Might not be the best thing to do tactically, but it's, you know, simple. She can get a lot of healing off of this one, so. I think that what I will do though is switch back to Noah real quick. How does Mio have exactly 1 health? Well, I wonder if that's the effect of that, who knows. But the nice thing is, like I've been mentioning, as long as literally all of your healers don't go down, you're still, well, you'll still be fine. Maybe. I still don't know though. Like I was saying way earlier in the stream, it's nice to be able to just interlink when you're in danger on low health on those two, because then you just make sure that you don't need to worry about that for a hot second. But at the same time, sometimes I'm wondering, should I just be using this on cooldown to make use of their effects the most, you know? Yeah, we're starting to drop people a little bit more often than I would like. Let's change attack immediately. Yeah, see, now we can... I don't get it. Let's try... We don't have the one that, what's his name? Valdi has. That gives everyone a bunch of healing, but... And as long as we have access here, we can just AoE heal real quick. Should help a bit. And chain attack with... Knowing though that we shouldn't be able to... I wonder if hero healers are just immune to that, but like... I want to make sure we get as many chain attacks off as obviously as possible every time, so we don't want to try and use all the healers at once, I don't think. Activation, I think. Stacking healer aggro. I don't think we've even been drawing aggro. Let's just do this. I don't... It's hard to see the line and everything going on. Yeah, see, the line's blue right now, so I don't think attackers or healers are the ones drawing aggro right now. I think it must just be AoE. Let's do this. Nice, okay. Decent chunk of healing. Obviously, the defenders have such a high health pool that they're not exactly... you know, making the most use of it, but still nice. I also find it interesting that no matter what class you currently have them as, it's still like a, you know, for example, right now Senna's a healer, but hers still is basic attack, you know. I don't know what Armorvel even did. I'm just gonna do Brave Assault. Give us enough points? It did, okay, barely. Huh. The chain attack to me, I was literally about to say that chain attack felt like it did more damage to me. It did about 20k less than the first one. I've also been wondering, you get that tick mark once you get to the half bar, but are both phases really the same in terms of like how much HP they have? Oh, Senna just went down. Hopefully Lance doesn't go down too. We're so far in... Okay, I was going to say, we're so far into this fight that seriously losing both healers would be a real kick in the gut. Honestly, the overkeep mechanic, as annoying as it is in terms of like actual application, it's one of those things that makes a lot of sense. Otherwise, you know, how else would you find some way to explain the fact that you can't stay in that form? And you obviously wouldn't want something like that to be permanent, depending. Although you'd be able to leave volunteer. I don't know. Just one of those random thoughts I have. Alright, come on. Go down. Down. Oh my gosh. There we go, okay. That took a while. That was a pretty lengthy fight actually. Alright, it was B, right? I think this was console B.
You won't change anything.
I mean, the number of letters in the alphabet, there physically can't be more than, you know.
Well, you don't. Only suffering and despair.
Oh. Did B get away? What a B.
So,
sorry.
the choice is mine.
Lay things out for me here, Commander. Our console's a monster. Our flame clock's busted. We still don't have enough food to go round.
Yeah.
What's the point of all this?
You don't have to fight
We
anymore.
succeeded.
Unless the, you know, Agnian troops around decide they don't care about your Flameclaw not being there.
Now then, listen.
But, you know. So he hadn't told them about the Flameclaw, he just decided on his own.
You can't be serious.
We're getting rid of the Flameclaw.
Then what? It was all a sham.
Yeah.
So it would appear. For that reason,
Kind of.
we need to learn as much as we can. About ourselves. And about the world outside.
Oh, is that everything? And while eating shoe leather?
If need be.
Way to be inspiring. Good job.
Only we can change it. I believe that.
We'll help you out too. Not because we're looking for your acceptance, but just so everyone can live.
This really does put even more into perspective, though, how dangerous it might be for Ethel actually to be going into the, you know, was it the capital or whatever they called it, the castle, to report the situation. Because it's very clear here that Colony 9 is being left high and dry, and they're understanding that.
But
I really do wonder if we're going to have to either go save Ethel or if she'll be re-brainwashed and we have to fight her again.
The commander's never
They
quite
even,
been this insistent.
you know, briefly
one more
mentioned maybe
year,
giving them a new Flameclaw. That
think
would
he'd
be
have
not
agreed
good for
much
us.
Friends.
Well, I'm still not buying it.
No, you don't have to.
The one to make the call should be me.
Oh,
I should decide. Nobody else.
aren't we getting a little bit big for our britches here?
Prove it. The only one fit to be commander is me. We're gone.
Man, way to go off on one.
Kite, he just worries for the colony. He will come around eventually.
Well, it's in a way too. It's similar to how
First, I want to solve the food
they
shortage.
established that the one kind of directly doing a lot of things in Colony 30 wasn't actually Valdi. Establishing a secondary leader kind of gives an explanation for why the heroes could come join us.
I'll try it the other way.
Better they could just use video game logic and not mention it at all, because, you know.
Our own food supply.
Oh, okay.
Grown with our own hands.
When he says fields, does he mean like that bit in the textbook?
When food is scarce, one may till the soil and plant glitter radishes.
You always know your stuff.
Obviously.
It's nice to see that they're getting along, though.
It was difficult to find time before, since you had to worry about the flame clock.
Yeah. You plant a seed for...
Not any longer.
Well, gardening, I mean, obviously doesn't take that long, but you're trying to build a very lasting foundation, you know? You only have a lifespan of 10 years, and you're constantly on the war.
Then start by observing the vegetation. It's not just soldiers that want to survive out here. You're sure to learn something.
I understand. We'll try that. Oh, and if you're ever in need of my support, just call on me. I'll help.
Okay.
That's appreciated, but are you really sure?
If you truly want to change something, you must start with the self. I believe you said that.
Zeon really did take a lot of inspiration from Noah.
You when you're palling around with us lot.
It doesn't matter what they think of me. What truly matters is whether I carry out my duty.
I just want to know why Zeon's wings on his head are so much smaller than everyone else's too.
Changed at all?
Sarcasm. At this stage.
Not at all. I was just thinking that you're still the same old friend from back then.
That's actually
You've
a good
gained away with
callback
words.
to kind
I
of
see.
how he said things can't be the same.
Perhaps people can change.
Wow, ouch.
You gave us strength. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice.
I will find it in my heart to trust you.
Okay, so Noah got this class once again. Great at protecting allies about to be incapacitated. Oh, maybe that's why Mia was at 1 HP for a short second. I wonder if that's it.
My place. Makes me feel so calm.
Anyways, guys, I think that's actually a really good stopping point. We still have a couple side quests to do, and obviously the rest of the story and everything. But that gives me a good spot to maybe take a bit of time tonight, get some resources, and maybe some XP and everything, you know. But honestly, yeah, as always, VOD will be up on YouTube. And I'll try to get back into kind of the habit after that break of streaming at least once every 2-3 days. That's kind of what I'm looking at right now. But thanks for everyone who stops by or watched the VOD, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.